coach and everybody wants to play at home, and nobody wants to start on the road in a series. And so, we're looking for a few opponents to come here, and they had an opportunity on their schedule, and dates have to match up. So, you always have a group that you're trying to choose from, and you just try to find the best that you can, especially – and then it depends on your group. If you have an older group or a younger group, veteran players or newly – a bunch of new guys and newcomers, what kind of test that you want to put them in front of them so that you can, grow yourselves and be ready for conference play.
Yeah, and the hard thing about it is everybody feels the same way, right? Everybody wants to get home games. Everybody wants to schedule according to their their team.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to – no, look, everybody wants to visit Hinkle. Like in the summertime, we're driving through Indy. Let's go take a picture at Hinkle at coaches. But nobody wants to come in there and play at Hinkle. There's no way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it all has to match up. And Brandon Crone, our director of operations, does a tremendous job and has for the past few years of just trying to get the best, toughest schedule we can and test ourselves again, to get ready for Big East play.
Do you try to maintain a certain, I don't know whether it's net or RPI, I don't know what you guys go by, but do you try to maintain a certain, like, I want a strength of schedule always within 100, non-conference or always within 50? Does those numbers or analytics play into it?
Maybe a bit, Dan, as you're looking at it now, the new numbers we haven't, experienced to be able to figure out. I think with us now, that we are fortunate to have elevated and be invited to events like the Battle at Atlantis and my invitation. We're going to Kansas City next year for the Hall of Fame and tournament. And then we're part of the Gavitt Games. We're off this year, but we'll be back in it next season. So we'll get a Big Ten opponent, and we play in the Crossroads Classic, and so we'll see IU or Purdue. So a lot of it kind of falls into place, and then we try to get a good series like St. Louis. They came here last year. We returned the game. Ole Miss came in this year, and we'll return that next year. Florida, we'll go there. They'll come back here. So you get a couple of those and then fill in the blanks from there, and it usually works out with a really good strength of schedule for us at the end of it.
Yeah, you guys have never been afraid to play anybody. You guys last question before I let you go, boss. You mentioned the Crossroads. Are we solid there for the next X number of years? That's going to be. We're going to play the Crossroads for the next.
I forget the remainder of the years. I know it's a few more years remaining, and then I think it's great. I think it's great for the state of Indiana. I think it's great for our players. You get to compete. There's a little bit of rivalry and intensity to it, but for the fan bases across the state, I think it's awesome. So I hope we continue that.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's wonderful. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Dan.
All right, buddy. That's Lavelle Jordan, 4 Winds Lakeside, in-am Marina Hotline, 630. Oh, yeah. Brought to you by your American Standard Heating, Central Indiana American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealers, and we appreciate them stepping up with us today on The Fan, 107.5 and The Fan, 630. Butler and Brown coming up after this next break. We're going to have Rick Venturi. Rick Venturi wants to talk a little bit about George Bush. He had the opportunity, but we got to get into the Colts and what is going on. They can't score. Also, we got to go with What the Hell Wednesday. This PETA thing is driving me nuts. This PETA thing is amazing. And, PETA, let me put it to you this way. It's one thing to be ridiculous, but the more you're ridiculous, the more people just say, no, I'm not paying attention. Like, I live that way. A lot of people, you get tired of listening to me because you think I'm ridiculous, which I'm cool with. I really am. I'm very cool, but you come back. You always come back. 317-239-1070. We are on YouTube right now. Let's take a question here. Dan, you see Finney being a poor man's Yogi. Why does he have to be a poor man's Yogi? I don't know why. Why does he have to be a poor man's Yogi? Why can't he be Rob Finney? Why can't he be better than Yogi? Yogi never got a team past the Sweet 16, did he? Maybe this guy, who knows? To me, you guys look at it differently. Like, you guys look at it like who, I thought Yogi became a great leader once he decided to make it about others, not him. Now, I think Finney is really about others. I just think he's more of that type of mentality coming in. Doesn't mean I am, doesn't mean I'm negative on Yogi. I thought Yogi was absolutely fantastic. But the way I look at it in championships, and I look at it, how are you going to do in the tournament? And Indiana, even though you guys tell me how great Zeller and all these guys were, they never got past the Sweet 16. Hell, Alford, myself, Todd, we got to the Elite Eight. If I don't turn it over, we're in the Final Four. You got to have, for me, now I get it. For you, I get it. I do. I get that, hey, man, greatest player ever, Cody Zeller. No, he didn't get, made a great play to win championship, and I love him for it. And he made it cool to come to Indiana. But, I mean, in my world, you got to get, you can't even begin to sit at the big boy table at Indiana. We won a Big Ten, went to the final Elite Eight. I can't even sit at the big boy table. Hell, they don't even honor it. Now, they don't even – in the history of Indiana, there's been 5 national championships, right? So there's 5. 2002 is the last Final Four. 92 before that, so that's 7. 1973 before that, 2. 1973 or 2, I can't remember. 1973 before that. So you're talking about 8 teams, right? Now, I don't know in the 50s. But now, so those 8 teams are the only 8 teams better in the NCAA tournament than our 84 team. And Indiana doesn't even mention 1984 Elite Eight. Do you know how many other schools are dying to mention an Elite Eight? And I'm not mad about it because I understand it. That's the level. So, Finney, I hope, has his own legacy of success in the tournament. Elite Eights, Final Fours. That's where you sit at the big boy table at IU. My opinion. I mean, does anybody even remember? Now, think of it this way. Does anybody even remember that Michigan basketball last year finished 5th in the Big Ten? No. Not even a little. Only thing people remember is they went to the Final Four championship game. Does anybody remember that in 1984 we finished 2nd or 3rd in the Big Ten? No. The only thing they remember is we beat Michael Jordan in North Carolina and got to the Elite Eight. That's the way basketball goes. I'm sorry. It just is. Now, me personally, as a coach, what Izzo did last year at 16-2 is unbelievable. What Holtman did at 15-3 is incredible. What Painter did at 15-3, incredible. You can't do that in the Big Ten because of the size of the facilities and the quality of play. But nobody remembers any of it, right? You just remember Michigan State lost against a zone with 2 lottery picks, and Michigan went to the Final Four, and the dumbest rule in the history of college basketball, the hook and hold or whatever the hell it's called, was put in because the Big Ten got mad. Isaac Haas got hurt. That's it. All right, when we come back, we're going to – hey, by the way, if you want to read something great, Tyler Trent, here is why I'm grateful this holiday season. This kid dying of cancer, and he puts in grateful. Compare that with Billis and everybody that are former NCAA athletes bitching, whining, and moaning about not getting enough. A little different. We'll be back.
Do you have a love-hate relationship with your credit card? You love the freedom and convenience the credit card gives you, but you hate the high interest rates? And let's face it, they're high. 17, 18, even 20% APR? That's pretty outrageous. But with Lightstream's credit card consolidation loan, rather than throwing your money away on high interest payments, you can get a much lower rate, as low as 6.14% APR with AutoPay. And today, if you want an even lower rate, apply at lightstream.com/radio for a special discount. Plus, with Lightstream, your rate is fixed, so as rates continue to rise, your rates won't budge. They'll stay low. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, which means you can pay off your credit card and start paying an interest rate you can really love, thanks to Lightstream.
Ready to start saving? Apply now at lightstream.com/radio. That's right. Get your extra discount by applying today at lightstream.com/radio. That's lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Hey, it's Dan Doggett here. You got to go to getquip.com/thefan for the best holiday gift. Look, I brush my teeth every morning with a Quip toothbrush, and I absolutely love it. I don't like it. I love it. Why? Well, it's the best brush I've ever had. It has these sensitive sonic vibrations. They're gentle, and they clean my teeth like a cleaning at the dentist. They also have a 30-second time. It pulses, telling me to change sides. When you think of the perfect gift, you probably don't think of an electric toothbrush, but the Quip electric toothbrush is one of the most gift-guided gifts of the season. Here's why. It's perfect for everybody with a mouth. And it's something you'll use twice a day, and it is so affordable. Look, say what you want about your teeth, but let's be honest. Last time you had a toothache, it was miserable. Absolutely miserable. That's why I love Quip. I can feel my teeth being cleaned better than they ever had, and why they have over 5,000 verified 5-star reviews. Quip looks like a big-ticket tech gift with stocking stuffer prices starting at just $25. But today you can get 20% off orders $65 or more at getquip.com/thefan. Right now, you'll save on their premium metal electric toothbrush with a prepay plan for their family sets. 20% off limited time at getquip, getquip.com/thefan.
Butler Basketball's next 2 home games at Hinkle Fieldhouse will be December 5th and December 8th, so mark your calendars and get your tickets. Visit the Hinkle Fieldhouse ticket office or butlersports.com/buy tickets to secure seats for Wednesday, December 5th, when Brown from the Ivy League comes to Hinkle. Then on Saturday, December 8th, Northern Illinois visits Hinkle for a late afternoon tip-off. Again, visit butlersports.com/buy tickets or stop by the Hinkle ticket office weekdays from 10 to 4. The Butler Bulldogs, your hometown team, playing on a national stage.
Think the Salvation Army is just a red kettle at Christmas? Ask Carrie, who recently received the help she needed.
I saw the ringing bells. Never knew about the shelters or any of this until I got into the situation I got into. So when I walked in, I was expecting to see, bunk beds out in the middle of the floor and things of that nature, and it blew me away. A totally different experience.
To make your donation, call 1-800-SAL-ARMY. That's 1-800-SAL-ARMY. When you make your donation to the Salvation Army, expect change.
Smartphone, can you access my wife's smartphone and find out what she wants for Christmas?
Let me check that for you. Her recent searches include diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond bracelets. Is that enough of a hint?
Diamond jewelry, huh? Which store comes up in those searches?
You don't need a smartphone to know that answer. It's Diamonds Direct, of course. No middleman prices. Highest quality jewelry. Unbeatable selection. Surely you've heard about them on the radio.
Well, yeah, but
Jeez, pal. You want me to download the commercial for you too?
Make this the best Christmas ever with something special from Diamonds Direct. From $200 to $200,000, we have an unbeatable selection of dazzling diamonds and fashion jewelry. And now through the end of December, you can make any purchase and spread your payments out over 3 years with 0 interest. And if you're popping the question over the holidays, we have an expanded selection of GIA certified diamonds from a ½ carat up to 10 carats in stock at the guaranteed best prices in America. Diamonds Direct with expanded hours including Sundays now till Christmas. Happy holidays from Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Some say Hulu is the bacon of TV. But think about it. Bacon is so incredibly good, everyone's eating everything without bacon forever. And Hulu? Well, with tons of shows and movies, exclusive originals like The Handmaid's Tale, plus live TV for sports, Hulu will ruin TV for you forever. Bacon. Hulu. Hulu with live TV plan required for live content. Restrictions apply.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's. Because at Lowe's, pros save every day on the materials and supplies they use most when they buy in bulk. Now you can get up to 15% off select in-stock drywall, drywall accessories, and backer board when you buy in bulk. Plus, you can get 30% off select in-stock fiberglass insulation. And our dedicated pro team is here to help you get it all loaded up and get you back on the job. So, pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Minimum purchase required. Selection varies by location. U.S. only.
Hon, we need new tires and brakes. Go to CarX.
Tires on sale now. Continentals, Goodyears. CarX has the tires you need. And brakes are $79.99 per axle for most vehicles. Only $79.99.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Looking for the latest updates about the Indianapolis Colts? Then Kevin's got you covered. Check out Kevin's Corner at 1070thefan.com. The latest Colts news brought to you by Great Clips.
The Ride with JMV.
And I know that everybody's supposed to be happy. I mean, what did I pick them start of the season? 7-9. Oh, well, hold on a minute. They are who we thought they were. And that might be the case, but they were in position. Certainly you're going to have to win out. And win out starts coming up on Sunday in Houston. But I was completely disappointed.
The Ride with JMP. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. From coach to coach, Rick Venturi joins Dan Dockich on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Rick Venturi joining Dan Dockich, presented by the District. Hey, before we get into anything, you had a chance to meet the president, right? George Bush.
And I've been watching this all morning, and this isn't an ounce about politics because I'm a guy that's voted on both sides in my lifetime, and I always vote for the man. But one of the greatest days of my life, and I don't mean to be a name dropper here, but Mr. Benson, who owned the Saints, I always had a great relationship with him, and he always wanted me in the booth for the Super Bowl. So when it was in New Orleans, it was twice while I was there. In 2002, I was in the booth. That was actually the day that Vinatieri kicked that field goal to get that thing going there. But to make a long story short, that day, Miss Sherry and I sat with George Herbert Bush. He had his grandson, Jeb's son, who's now a congressman in Texas, and it was just a delightful day. He was that guy. He was so dignified, classy. I mean, so competent. I mean, his accomplishments were overwhelming, and then the humanness just dealt with us as if we were his best friends and, talked to my wife about different things. It was just amazing. And as we've lost him, what I think, the thing is, it's a great American, regardless of your politics. It's a great American. He represents my father, my uncle, my friends' fathers, the great, as Tom Brokaw said, the great generation, those guys that won that Second World War. And Dan never, ever talked about it.
Right.
Just an amazing feat. And so we're a little sad today. It's, in that respect. But, again, he's getting a great tribute like he should. And it's just one of those things that just happened, and I'm very proud of that day.
Yeah, it's a great experience, man. Appreciate you sharing that. Now let's talk some bad news. Colts in the train wreck that was Sunday. Initial thoughts, my brother.
Yeah, it was really a train wreck. I really was disappointed. I didn't see it coming. I've been around long enough to know that if you don't have your A game on any given Sunday, that can happen. It's not like being at University of Alabama and you have 4 games on your schedule that you're going to win with your second team. You cannot go in and play somebody for the most part without your A game. But, the way our offense was playing, Cody Kessler at quarterback, you were going in to play a team that was emotionally bankrupt, that was offensively bankrupt. And so I figured it would be tough. Their defense is always capable of playing well, but never did I envision a shutout like that and getting it handed to you. But, our signature people, guys that we've praised on this show week after week, had very, very bad days. I mean, I think, and I'll give you my opinions on it. I thought Frank had a really tough day, both decision-making and play calling. I thought he was we've never seen that. Andrew, really didn't have a good day and really kind of got the thing started downhill. And then, they gained confidence. I want to talk about that because I think there's 5 plays in the first half that gave them the emotional lift to rise up and then, in a sense, kick our offense's ass, what it came down to. But there were 5 plays. When you go in as a big underdog, which I've been most of my life, that kind of captures my life. We always knew that the things that you wanted to do was you wanted to hang in. You wanted to have some things. Don't give anything up. Hang in there early. And if things go for you, sometimes that momentum, all that emotion kind of goes to you. And I thought it started really on the first series. We make a good defensive play. Autry, who played his butt off in the game, who really is when he's there, we're so much better football team. And he knocks the ball out. We get a big turnover, just what you need. Okay, let's go down there. Let's go down there, score. Let's take these guys out of our misery. And all of a sudden, we get the ball, and all of a sudden, Nelson, who's played good all year, he whiffs on Campbell. Campbell beats him bad, chases Luck. Luck runs out of the pocket. That's the beginning of it. But then Andrew makes it's got to be the dumbest play of the year for him. I mean, he comes out, and there they are. There's no way he's going to complete that ball. Just throw it away. Live to fight another day. We got great field position. And he ends up forcing it not into one, but two guys. Hayden picks it off. So, something like that, that's the first big lift they get. And I mean this is really important because emotionally now, a big lift is when you have to go in what, people refer to as sudden change. We got to go in when we don't think we're going in. And normally you say, okay, it's sudden change. Now let's hold them to 3. Don't let them get – when you get a takeaway, that's a lifter. Then another series later – we get this 3rd and 2. We're in a 3rd and 2 situation, 3rd and short, and we get cute. We were cute all day. We get up there and we try to go fast on them, and we got all the advantages. 3rd and 2 is offense, and we run a toss crack. We don't get lined up properly. They get lined up. They jam us, and Campbell takes 2, and those linebackers come screaming around the corner, so we got a punt. Well, anytime it's short yardage and you stop somebody, you feel good. They didn't outsmart you. And then the third one, is we go down there and we get down there 4th and 1.5 early in the game like that, and he decides to go for it, which I don't think it's personally, I think it's another 4th down nonsensical decision, and they can give me all the analytics they want. They can have all those gremlins walking around. They're talking like, yesterday's press conference was like an explanation from NASA that we're going on a 9-month. I thought that was what's that guy's name, Bridenstine, who's the director of NASA, that we're going to take a 9-month trip to Mars. It was. Are you kidding me? Okay, so it's 4th and 1.5, and we don't make it. We run that shovel pass. I don't like a shovel in that situation because a shovel is a finesse type of play. If it works, if it's run crisply and perfectly, and the defense bites, you can hit it. But it's not block everybody. And Ngakoue did a good job. He started to bite to the outside. Boom, he comes back and makes it. So there's nothing. There's nothing. We talk about the first 2 lifts. There is nothing that lifts you emotionally like a defensive stop inside the 5-yard line. I've been there. Those guys come off the field. They think they just won the world championship, to be honest with you. And then we get it right back, and we go 4th and 1 again. Now, I agree with going for the 4th and 1 the second time. I agree with the strategic decision to go for 4th and 1, because when you're on the fringe, I don't care for a long field goal. I take that chip shot because I want to go ahead. I want to go ahead with Cody Kessler. He ain't going to score a touchdown until New Year's Day, to be honest with you. That's about what you expect. So get 3 and get it over with. But now when you're out there on the fringe, it's a long field goal. Punting is kind of silly, so you go for it. But then, and we got all these gremlins telling us what to run, all these guys, these analytic guys, and we run a wagon train sweep with 85. He comes lumbering around, and their linebackers, they run him down to the perimeter so fast, they hit him 4 yards deep in the backfield. Not only they hit him, they blow him up because he's not used to carrying the ball. The ball comes out. Not only do they stop us, it's like a crucifixion. Did you see them coming off the field? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then the 5th play, and our defense, don't get me wrong, our defense played good enough, but this is the kind of stuff, though, that you got to keep in mind. It's late. We always talk about this. There's 2 minutes to go in the first half. Okay, they're moving the ball, but, they're right on the fringe. They're not in field goal range. They're like on our 43. They're like on our 43-yard line. Kessler's just handing it off, checking down. They've told him by now, do not screw this game up. You just hand it off, check it down, scramble on 3rd down. We will punt this ball because we're going to shut these guys out today. We know that by now. So it's 3rd and 13, and we're sitting there, and we go into that prevent. We walk all our guys all the way back. We give them a Hallmark Hall of Fame card telling them, here we are. This is the invitation. We're back in prevent. They hit, what's his name, our ex-guy. They hit Moncrief coming across. Now they pick up blockers. He runs down, gets a first down. They run the ball for 8 and kick a field goal. It's only 3, but it's a concession 3. And it's just that's the kind of stuff. And so what happens at that point, they got 5 lifters for an emotional bankrupt team. They don't really care. Now they say, hey, we're going to kick some Colt ass. And basically in the second half, and the rest of the way, and in some respects for the last 6 quarters, they've just taken the Colts offense and kicked its butt. And I didn't see that coming because we had been playing so well. I mean, and it wasn't just statistically, it was reality, and we'd played against some good defenses, but they did what you have to do if you can do it against us, and they finally went to it in the second half. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. They got up and pressed. They got up physically, pressed everybody, and they can do what not many people can do. I don't think the Texans can do it. But they could get a guy. They have a guy in Ramsey. Hate him. Everybody can hate him and all that. But he is a premier shutdown corner. I mean, he can take Hilton and make it so difficult for him and shut him down that then they can play straight across the board, stop the run with the 8th guy in the box, and basically they got you. We couldn't breathe. I mean, honest to God, we couldn't breathe. I mean, we had a couple sacks that are what I call rhythmic sacks where they got us on time. One we got by with because they called the penalty. Costanzo, got ran by early there by Ngakoue, but they called that back. But a couple of the other pressures were what I call delay sacks because the quarterback is forced to hold the ball with nobody there, and then pretty soon the leakage gets you. You either get the quarterback hit or forced out and we used to talk about this, in previous years. They just smothered our ass. They really did. I mean, we couldn't get off. We were Velcroed up in there, and then when they played zone, they just matched really tight. They just didn't give us any daylight to throw to, and then they started pounding on our offensive line. I guess we've read our press clippings, I guess, because we went out and laid an egg.
Yeah, we did. We'll come back, Coach. We're going to talk about why? It's 6 straight quarters of, I think, bad football. Is this a trend? We'll come back with the coach in a minute. Rick Venturi, presented by District Tap. That's right, District Tap. I love District Tap. 60 beers on tap and damn good food. I go there basically every Sunday after church. Have a Bloody Mary. It's nice.
Your Indiana Pacers have a Saturday night showdown with the Sacramento Kings. Get your tickets at Pacers.com/tickets. Pacers Kings, Saturday at 7.
Ready to sing your song?
I'll say we are. Yeah, let's sing it now.
Okay, Hannah.
Okay.
Okay, Rebecca.
Okay.
Okay, Rachel. Rachel.
Okay. Maintenance time is near. Call and get your cleanings here. We can hardly stand away. Please, Baptist, don't be late.
We won't be.
Call Baptist Heating and Air at 317-782-1900. Baptist is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the holidays and the perfect time to get the young children in your life off to a great financial start. Hi, I'm Rick Edelman. Order a copy of The Squirrel Manifesto, our brand new money book for 4 to 8-year-olds. Thanks to an overwhelming response, the book debuted #1 on Amazon's new releases bestseller list for children's money books. The Squirrel Manifesto teaches kids the 4 most important principles of money: spend a little, save a little, give a little, and tax a little. The Squirrel Manifesto shows kids that with money come both opportunities and obligations. The book even has a special grown-up guide, so you can have healthy, helpful conversations with your kids about money. Get your copy of The Squirrel Manifesto right now at Amazon.com or your favorite bookseller. Care for the world you live in and act, save a little, spend a little, and always give back. It's The Squirrel Manifesto. Order for your kids today.
Getting Healthy Indiana Plan, or HIP benefits, is an easy choice when you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. If you're 19 to 64 years old and qualify for HIP, you get great doctors, reliable care, and many benefits to help you stay healthy. Sign up for HIP Plus and you'll get dental and vision care too. It's an easy choice. Get HIP. Choose Anthem. Call 1-877-GET-HIP9. That's 1-877-438-4479.
Hey, does your company need stronger talent to grow your business? Without the best talent, it's hard to win. Just like in basketball, Joe Huffine and Kingsley Rose are helping companies all over the country in multiple industries recruit top talent. Private equity firms, multi-billion-dollar firms, small companies are hiring Joe Huffine and Kingsley Rose to build management teams, sales teams, operations, and IT teams. Need a CFO, sales leader, or CIO? Visit Kingsley-Rose.com, one of the only retained search firms in Indianapolis, Kingsley-Rose.com.
Hi, this is Matt Taylor, radio voice of the Indianapolis Colts. We are proud to partner with the Indiana Blood Center to help raise awareness of the importance of blood donation and do our part to help boost the blood supply and give back to our community. Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. That person could be a friend, family member, neighbor, or even you. In order to maintain a safe and healthy blood supply for patients in hospitals across the state, Indiana Blood Center needs to see 550 donors every single day. Unfortunately, when the weather gets cooler, donations usually decrease, even though the need does not. That's why the Colts are once again partnering with the Indiana Blood Center to encourage our fans to raise their sleeves and give the gift of life to those in need. I encourage you to make an appointment to donate blood at your nearest donor center or mobile blood drive. To schedule your appointment, visit versity.org/Indiana Blood. That's VERSITI.org/Indiana Blood. On behalf of the entire Indianapolis Colts organization, I thank you for saving lives in our communities.
It's exciting when a company grows to give its community and others around it a product that they can be proud of. It's even more exciting when that company expands to our community. Yoder Oil is now delivering unleaded and premium diesel fuels to Indianapolis. Now for Indianapolis industries that rely on lubricant products like Citgo, Mystic, and Clarion lubricants and fuel, it's good to know they can now order from a company that's been growing for over 80 years. Yoder Oil. The letters WIBC get you 10% off your first order. YoderOil.com.
I was not expecting to be in insurance in any way, shape, or form.
Luis from Noblesville studied chemistry in college, so when he started at Geico, he didn't think it would last. 11 years and numerous promotions later, Luis is a Geico customer service supervisor.
You can really explore so many different options and opportunities while you stay at one company when it comes to Geico.
Think you know Geico? Get to know us for great careers in customer service. Apply online at geico.jobs/Indy. Geico. Careers unexpected.
So, you're tired of dealing with it, right? Hard, smelly, bad-tasting water. It's JMV for the best water, and that is Connecticut water. And now through the end of the year, Connecticut is having an inventory clearance sale. In addition to big discounts on all 2018 equipment, they also have closeout pricing on reconditioned equipment, too. It is awesome. It will fit your budget for the best water. That's Connecticut. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31, and Southport Road. And my friends Joe, John, and Dennis online at ConnecticutIndy.com right now.
Dan Doggett here, folks. I've told you how I like my home comfy. That means if it's winter, I want it warm. Summer, I want to be cool. That's why I call Howald Heating and Air Conditioning. If I'm uncomfortable, a Howald truck is on its way. You gotta turn to the experts where you will find a cachet of Carrier furnaces like you've never seen before. That means when I call Howald in the future for a new heating and cooling system, I know their main focus is to make sure I'm satisfied.
Hey, don't worry, Doc. I got your back.
Remember, at Howald Heating and Air, coming home never felt so good.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. 25% off brakes. See store for details. Don't let winter get the best of your vehicle. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's the morning after featuring Jeff Saturday. Everything you need to know about the Colts game the day before. Only on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. From coach to coach, Rick Venturi joins Dan Doggett on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan.
Got my Ohio State hat on because Ohio State Buckeyes play tonight. You can watch them. Andrew Doggett with the torn ACL. He's going to be limping around. Hey, boss, this is 6 straight quarters. They have not played very well. At what point is it a trend?
Well, it is a trend versus Jacksonville. I don't think, and you always got to know that, the NFL season is 16 separate rounds, that because you played badly or you don't match up well against this team, even though Houston is 9-3, I think we match up better against Houston offensively versus their defense. Their defense is highly ranked. But see, they're real good against the rush, but not good against the pass. Jacksonville's the reverse. Jacksonville has not been traditionally a very good run defense, but their pass defense is stifling. And, when when you're able to take away Hilton with one guy, now that's the advantage they have, Dan. And so what they did, first of all, we didn't block them up front very well.
Let me ask you, is there something with the line that has gone awry here? Or no?
I don't know that it's necessarily gone awry. I think two things have happened. I think we're starting to get shaky on the edges. Costanzo actually has given up 3 sacks in 2 weeks, of which only one of them counted. I mean, he had Quinn run by him the week before in the Miami game. It got called back because of interference. He had Ngakoue ran by him early. It got called back because of defensive holding. And then he had, I don't know if it's his fault or the coach's fault, but that was inexcusable, the last sack on 4th and 1. That's just inexcusable to let a free blitzer come off the backside when the safety's sitting on the line of scrimmage. Anytime a guy's in that position, when he's in a blitz position, it's inexcusable for you not to kick back and get him. So I think, we've had some issues there. I think Smith has had problems on the other side. We're being forced now to start to help over there all the time. And that's going to be Watt, or that's going to be Merciless over there. So he's going to be, out of the frying pan into the fire. Clowney's going to be most of the time on Costanzo. So, we've weakened up a little bit. I think we've shown some warts on the edges. I thought Glowinski finally had a very below-average game, and then our superstar at left guard got beat twice in protection because he does lunge. I know everybody. He's a terrific player. He's going to be great, but we're making him a folk hero. He's a good run blocker, but he still lunges on pass protection. And when you get the Malik Jacksons and you get, the Calais Campbells, they can make you pay for that. So, I don't think it's gone south. I think we can get it back, but there are, it is getting a little concerning. I will say that. I think that's the way I'll put it. Particularly coming against Clowney, Merciless, and Watt. Now, you implied a good question. You said to me, is that going to be a trend? See, the Texans have never been able to stop us throwing the football. T.Y. Hilton is really a Texan killer. I don't know what it is with Jonathan Joseph. Now, he had to leave the game the other day. He got hit in the neck. I hope he's back because for some reason – Joseph, who's a pretty doggone good corner, I don't know if he's scared of Hilton or what it is, but he cannot play Hilton. He just can't. And if they put his sub in there, Wright or Colvin, he's not going to play Hilton very well. They play a lot of quarters on first down off. Now, what they haven't done, they have never taken Jackson, who's a really good corner, and he plays the right corner and he plays the nickel. He's the kid from Alabama. He's tremendous. They have never taken him and matched him on Hilton. I'm waiting for him to do that. They've always thought Joseph can play it, but they've always been wrong on that. He's never been able to play it. And if the big thing with these guys is you got to win first down when we get to Houston. I don't want to jump into Houston too fast, but and they are vulnerable on the edges. Now they have some great players. There isn't any question about that, and they keep the point total down. They're third in the points given up, but they are 18th on the pass. I do think there's a formula for getting Houston. I really do. Now, even though they've run off 9 straight, now they've won a lot of close games where guys have missed field goals. Our game, which in my opinion we pissed away, basically we play that nose up for 60 minutes. They stop us on a 4th and 4, and then we don't cover Hopkins, or we win that game if you go back to it, and we're really theoretically a better team now because we're better on defense than we were then. So, I don't fear the Texans, and I'm not sure just because of how Jacksonville is structured and because of that great corner that can match up our best guy. I don't know that the rest of the people can actually do that to us.
Hey, Coach, when we come back, I want to get into I thought Clowney dominated the action the first game. I thought he was incredible. But hey, let's talk about what the Colts have to do and continue to talk about what the Colts have to do to beat Jacksonville because, Coach, even if they win out, it's tenuous. So they've got to have this game. Let's talk about how Rick Venturi sees it. We'll come back with the coach.
Golic and Wingo.
Houston, I like what they're doing right now.
I think the Colts are better. I think the Colts are better, too.
Now, what would make you say the Colts are better?
The way Andrew Luck is now playing, 8 straight games with 3 touchdown passes.
The Colts' defense isn't as good as Houston's defense.
When you talk about a run game, I'm taking the Colts group up front every day and twice on Sunday. No disrespect. Here comes the disrespect.
Get to the O-line, I'm definitely taking the Colts.
Golic and Wingo. Weekdays 6 to 10 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. Right now, get your first month supply for free. All you pay is just $5 for your medical consultation when you go to 4hims.com/perform. After that, it's just $30 for a month's supply. Sure beats paying big bucks for just one blue pill, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need an awkward in-person doctor's appointment to get the prescription. Hims has doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. It's affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/perform. That's 4hims.com/perform for your first month for just $5. 4hims.com/perform.
The following is a district service announcement from the District Tap.
The District Tap. 60 beers on tap and damn good food. Oh, wait. Hey, can we say that? Damn good food?
Yes, I'm told that damn good food is totally acceptable. Go ahead and pick it up from there.
60 beers on tap and damn good food. And don't get me started on the sports you can catch at the tap. Over 60 screens with as much NFL and collegiate football action than you can handle. Weeknight matchups? Yes, we have weeknight games. Weekend games? You better f***ing believe we have all of those. Have your heart set on an epic f***ing tailgate bash with all your friends? Reserve one of the District's 3 event rooms and make that happen. Game on at the District Tap. How's that?
Fan-tastic.
The District Tap, 60 beers on tap and damn good food. 82nd Street, just east of Keystone at the Crossing, online at thedistrictindy.com.
There are times in life when certain situations are unavoidable. As life passes, we get a little slower and a little more achy than the year before. All part of life. But when we lose the ability for intimacy with the one we love, it can feel much worse. Unfortunately, the lady we love typically feels like this situation is just because of her. As men, we know that's just not true. We want that spark back just as much as she does. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic physicians hear this from struggling couples every day. Fortunately, that struggle in your relationship from erectile dysfunction can be gone. One simple visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic with a same-day solution. The joy of your relationship will be back. And the best part of it is seeing that spark back in a happy relationship. Call 999-9000. It's simple, safe, and private. 999-9000. Clinic visit, evaluation, and testing is just $99. IndyMen'sClinic.com for more information. 999-9000.
What have you done to earn a meaty, melty Penn Station sub? You only hit snooze twice. Well done. Got dressed. You look fabulous. I can smell those onions grilling. Walk the dog. Powerful. Those hot, fresh-cut fries, a little salt, ketchup. Almost yours. You made it to work on time. Bravo. It's coming out of the oven. So juicy. You looked interested during the whole meeting today. You are something else. You've earned a Penn Station meal. Order up! Penn Station. Put it in your face.
Some say Hulu is the bacon of TV. But think about it. Bacon is so incredibly good, everyone's eating everything without bacon forever. And Hulu? Well, with tons of shows and movies, exclusive originals like The Handmaid's Tale, plus live TV for sports, Hulu will ruin TV for you forever. Bacon. Hulu. Hulu with live TV plan required for live content. Restrictions apply.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
It's a printer wonderland.
Because right now at Staples, save $150 on the Epson EcoTank 4750.
Epson EcoTank printers come with up to 2 years of ink right in the box.
That's up to 2 years worth of printed reports, proposals, and letters to Santa.
Up to 11,000 pages.
Plus, trade in your old printer and get another $50 off.
Staples, there's a whole lot in store this holiday.
Ends 12/8/18. See associate for details.
Hey, it's Dan Dockett here for Hubler Chevrolet. Go to drivehublerchevy.com. That is the place to go for the best selection, the largest selection of Chevys in the entire state of Indiana. Go to Hubler Chevrolet or drivehublerchevy.com.
More customers come to Reese Nichols for the jewelry they design and create than anything else they sell. Reese Nichols, Keystone at the Crossing, Greenwood, and ReeseNichols.com.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Hey, it's JMV. Join me later on today. Dylan Windler of Belmont joins us. We'll also talk to Kevin Bowen about the Colts and the Pacers, recap the Bulls game. Anything goes, and badder, too.
From coach to coach, Rick Venturi joins Dan Dockett on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Coach Venturi, Clowney was the man last time they played. I thought Clowney dominated the game. I really did.
He did. We gained tremendous respect for him, And, you hit it right on the head, Dan. This is, November is the month that you position. This is the month of definition. Johnny Madden once said, and I always remembered it, and I've always lived by it, there's 4 levels of intensity in the way the games are played in the NFL. Preseason intensity, regular season intensity, December intensity, and then playoff intensity. Because for all practical purposes now, it's win or go home. So, you have to do this now. I think the Texans are good, but I do think they're flawed. I think they're beatable. I honestly do. I think we were that close. And I also think after 9 straight, at some point, they're going to take a deep breath, just like I said about Tennessee a couple weeks ago. And if they take that deep breath, then you got to go in there and take advantage of it. Now, from their defensive standpoint, they have 2 absolute ambient blue chip players. They've got Watt, who pretty much is going to line up on our right. He doesn't move around quite as much as he used to. He's going to play on our right tackle a lot, some on our right guard, but he's really had a good year. He's 11.5 sacks. He's playing now, again, at the level of the MVP. There isn't any question about it. Now, you and I agreed to this. He tired in that first game. He was tired by the end of the fourth quarter. Now, he's in much better shape now, ready to go. Clowney was the guy that destroyed us there at the end of the game and in the overtime. He made that great play that got us back to created a 3rd and 17 by hitting it. He is, and they move him around. Romeo does a really good job. He's basically their right edge guy, devastating inside move. So you really got to set hard to the inside. I think you got to chip him with the back on the way out and let Costanzo step inside, chip him, and then let him work him. On Watt, I think you got to help that right tackle most of the time unless you're throwing quick rhythm. I think quick rhythm is good in this game because they play soft on first down. I don't think – now they may look at that game and think they can do it. If they borrow from Jacksonville, it's different. But that's not how they normally play. And if a team plays off a lot, you can do a really good job that anytime a team plays zone, we know that from our defense, is you can quick rhythm and quickly move the ball and move it quickly underneath. And I think you can do that. The other thing about Watt and about Watt on the left side and Clowney on the right side is they love to come inside. They both have inside swim moves that are hard to touch. But that's why I think you can run the edge. And I've got a lot of plays in there where I show teams getting to the edge. Sometimes you power it. I think you always want to pinch Watt. You never want to block him one-on-one. And with Clowney, you always want to make sure you cut off that inside move. But I think you can get to the edge on them running the football. I think you can throw to the edge on first down. So important to get a lead here. If you get a lead and you win first down, you neuter what they do best. They can't protect the passer. I guarantee you if they have to throw it. So it's so important. The other thing that's not bad against these guys is an occasional reverse, because they will fly to the football, and those two guys will fly to the football. And I don't mean a speed sweep to Ebron, for God's sakes. That's a wagon train play. I mean start that ball full and bring somebody, like 21 back, like Hines back or Hilton back. Bring somebody with legitimate speed. Think players, not plays in those situations. And I think you can do that. Now, in terms of third down, this is why it's so important to stay ahead of the count, or at least get down into third and threes. They come with that, what I call a delta package. I'll define it for people on my videos. You'll see it. You've seen it many times. They get up and they get that 5-man, and Clowney, he might be on the guard. He might be stacked. But I'm going to tell you this. If I'm coaching that offense today, if number 90, if Clowney is off the ball anywhere close to that box and he's not on the edge, I would have a buzzer go off. I'd have a red light. If Andrew could carry a red light, I'd flash a red light and tell those guys, do not let that guy hit that A-gap.
Right.
If he hits that A-gap, he's probably going to kill you. So.
So people understand, he's off the line. Yeah. And he circles into the gap between the center and either guard.
Yes.
And he just kills luck.
He just kills you. See, he's tough enough on the edge. Don't get me wrong. He's tough enough on the edge. But when I break him down over time, over 20 games, and I break him down, he makes plays off the edge. But when he just kills you and ruins the game is when they walk him back in or he's off. And like you say, they'll cover the nose and cover the guard and then blitz him in that A gap. And that's where that was really the play of the game in the overtime. If you remember, we were second and 6. We're moving it, and they bring him, and he gets us for about a 12-yard loss, and we end up 3rd and 17, and have to get back to 4th and 4. So they get in that delta package and they mask everything they're going to do, and sometimes they'll blitz. Remember a year ago they had a lot of success with blitzing that Eddie Pleasant off the edge. So you got to be ready for that, and the best way to handle that is never let them get in it. So I think that's really critical. I think beat them on the edges, definitely win first down. I think you can play action them and get over routes on them across the ball. But when you do that, it's got to be maximum protection, because you can't let that 99 or you can't let that 90. I like Merciless, but he isn't in their class. So there's a pathway to move the ball, and I think I'll try to show it for you. Then on the other side of the ball, it's really 3 ambience that you have to stop. You have to stop Miller. But again, I said this last week. I said I was not worried about the running game in teams with great. Jacksonville came in highly rated. These guys come in highly rated running the ball. But it's not the kind of team that scares me, because we do a good job on zone running teams because we are a great penetrating team. 3 veterans we have are so under the radar now that we have Autry back and Hunt back and Sheard. Those guys, everybody talks about our rookies. Those are that are destroying you up inside on that running game when they're healthy. And, I think we can stop it. You stop that zone game with penetration, and that's kind of our game. But what you have to do, I think, we have got to come up, and we did not do this in the first game, and we don't do this in general, but we have got to have a strategic plan for Hopkins. You can't just go out and say we're going to line up our defenses and we're going to play him. I mean, we basically let him win the game for us in the overtime by not having a plan to stop him. And you can't have a guy of that caliber. He is to their offense what Watt and Clowney is to their defense. He's got 80 catches. This guy, again, he's another guy you can dislike, but he is a monster. I mean, and so you have to have a plan for him. And then the other thing that you have to simultaneously have in there, and these are the challenges of a defensive coordinator, is you have to have a good plan for Watson. Watson is really, really good. He is and he's, I think the difference in them is he's better than he was. I think he struggled early in the season. He didn't have his sea legs under him, but now he's playing really, really good. Now his QBR is around 16. I mean, he's it's not like he's just necessarily lighting it up throwing the ball. They're 22nd, but he can throw it well, and he is a terrific athlete. I mean, they run some quarterback design plays, sweeps, zone reads, things that you have to be able to stop. They do press. You got to be ready for that. But you have to have disciplined rush lanes. You have to rush them, but you have to be disciplined. You can also blitz them. They're not very good against the blitz, but it has to be, it's like I said about Mariota, it has to be balanced. Everything you do, you have to be balanced and keep him in there because this guy is an eel. He can get out of trouble. He can move it, and he is not helter-skelter. This is a smart, charismatic kid. He can get out of trouble, and he looks to throw. I'll tell you who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Russell Wilson. I don't know that he has Russell's gun, but those are guys that escape, even though you have them boxed in, but rather than go helter-skelter, they're looking for that downfield throw. They're looking for that big play downfield. So along with that, you have to tell your defensive backs, man, you have to plaster receivers. You think you've got it covered on this guy. He's going to extend that thing. So once you may be in zone, but once he starts moving, you better plaster that thing. We call it plaster, and you better turn it into man-to-man and chew him up. But that all being said, they are an awful pass protection team. This is why I say the lead is so important. They are 29th in the league giving up sacks, 3.4 a game with an elusive quarterback. Their two tackles can't block. They don't pick up blitzes. So if you get ahead of the Texans and all of a sudden they don't have that running game, and now all of a sudden they got to throw the ball, you get a man and a half to Hopkins, and then you bring 4 or 5 discipline, and I guarantee you will get after them. And that's why they're 9-3, and they look good on paper, but they're flawed. There's a method of beating this team.
All right, let me ask you. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I'm not gonna, ask you to give me every reason, right? And pretty much you have told us. But why are they on this win streak? Is there something that all of a sudden clicked for them? I mean, is it scheduling? I mean.
Well,
why all of a sudden?
They've played well. I'm not going to minimize that. You don't go 9-3. A lot of close games. Yeah, in 9-3, but they've played real well. I'm breaking down a game the other guy. The guy misses a field goal at the buzzer.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 0-3, ready to go home for the season. And no disrespect, I criticized it then. I'm not talking after the fact, like all these guys all of a sudden go crickets on you 12 weeks later. But, I mean, we go 4th and 4 with no chance to make it. We give it to them at the 40-yard line. I mean, they shouldn't have won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't have won that game. I mean, and there's been a lot of games that they've just scraped away. Now, they're talented. In the thing they have, this is what they have. This is what you like about their franchise if you're a fan, is the top of their roster. They have blue-chip guys that can win the game. That's what I always tell you. You judge a general manager not by the bottom of the roster, by the top of the roster. Is he giving you? And we're getting there. We're going to get there. We've got guys like Leonard. We got guys like Nelson. We're going to have our top 8 guys is going to be pretty good. Now it's not there. We still, obviously, we get neutered at receiver when we get good defensive backs. I mean, we can't get off of them. So, I've been saying that for a year. You've got to get some. You got to do some things there. But my point is, the Texans have those 3 guys on offense that are, really good. Miller is a really good runner. Hopkins is premier. He may be the best, and the quarterback is really good. And then on defense, you've got Watt. You've got Clowney, who are just blue, as in blue chippers. You got Merciless, who's probably right on that next level. And then 2 guys, Dan, are having great seasons, 2 defensive backs. Jackson is having he's playing the right corner, the nickel. He's played safeties. He's got 67 tackles. He's got 11 PBUs and 2 interceptions. He's playing great. Wherever he is, you want to be working away from him. And then the kid that has come in and exploded, since when we played them last is the Reed kid, the rookie from Stanford, at the free safety. And I'm going to have some great tape on all these guys. You know, he's got 3 interceptions. He leads their team. Got 9 PBUs, and he's got a mess of tackles, and he wasn't even a starter early. So 2 great defensive backs, 2 terrific guys up front. But then they've got their weaknesses. I think I've seen teams get after McKinney, isolate him either outside or inside on the passing game. So, in other words, there's methods. You just got to make sure that you do it with quick rhythm, or you make sure that you have doubles on Clowney and doubles on Watt if you're going to hold the ball.
All right, Coach, couple of things. Coach Rick Venturi joins us, District Tap. Best food, 60 beers on tap. Great service, too, and I love the food. I do. I love it. Damn good food, so I can make all you guys that get mad about swearing mad at us. Coach, around the league, this schedule looked easy 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, the Dallas Cowboys are playing. We know what Houston's doing. The Giants beat the Bears. This schedule that looked like, hey, maybe you could run it, doesn't look that way no more. This is a week-to-week deal, man.
Yeah, it really is. The NFL is really a marathon, and it really is fluid, as people say. The team that you start with in September 2nd, is never the team you're playing with in December 3rd. It just doesn't work that way. There's an ebb and flow to it. There's a momentum. Like Houston got momentum. In September they're done. I mean, they're basically, if we beat them or even tie them, they're done. They're out. Jacksonville starts off 3rd and 1, then goes on a death slide. So, now,
why is Dallas better?
Well, Dallas, and this is interesting because the eyes of Texas are upon us here. We've got, this is the four for the ring here, and we're playing in the Texas State Championship here the next 2 weeks. So you got Houston and Dallas. Dallas, people keep saying, well, they found the running game. I'll tell you what they did is they made the trade for Amari Cooper. They're very good on defense, and they've been getting better and better and better. And I know they want to put Sean Lee in for Vander Esch, but I would really question that if it was me. I hope they do. But what happened was, they got humiliated on that Monday night game. They got humiliated against the Titans. All was lost. They looked dead. Then they made the Amari Cooper deal. And what that has done for them, this is where I talk about that top of the roster, that top 8 guys, that difference makers. Who do you have? Well, all of a sudden, Amari Cooper comes in there, plays like he did at Alabama, plays like he did 3 years ago at Oakland. And so all of a sudden you're saying, wait a minute now. We were putting 9 up in there to stop Elliott and Dak. Oh, wait, now we can't do that anymore. Okay, we've got to go cover Amari Cooper. So when you look at them in the last 3 weeks, all of a sudden the defenses look a little bit different. And now you see the running game come back, because a lot of the running game today in the NFL is check with me. They look at the box, they read the box. If you don't have numbers in the box, they run it. And then you got a guy like Elliott, and what Amari Cooper has done is he's brought the confidence back to Prescott. And Prescott's a good quarterback. I mean, he had lost a little bit of confidence because they had no receivers. They were stuffed all the time. Their offensive line isn't as good as it has been. It's nicked up. When we get into that next week, they got a couple real weaknesses, but they've gotten better, and their defense has come on and on. They've got, the kid Smitty, who's struggling, he's going to see J.J. Watt this week, and next week he's going to see Lawrence. So,
yeah,
if we win the state championship, then, we'll still be in the hunt for that big prize. And I'll tell you who I still would not bet my money on finishing great is Baltimore. I think they played wonderful, but I think they're overachieving. I think in 4 weeks you could say, who the hell's Baltimore? I'm serious. So, it's still there. I think if a lot of people would have said the Colts would be 6-6. Now you have to have amnesia, as an athlete. You have to spit this game out. We analyzed it, we kicked it, but you got to be like a fruit fly. You got 24 hours and you're dead, and you come back and you got another life cycle. and you go on, and it's there for you, and there's no one you can't beat. I mean, as I said, we were 4 yards away from beating Houston last time. So, we can go in there, we can control it, we can go in there and play. You got 4 games, and you can make it happen. They're decision games, but we can't go in there and have bad decisions. We can't go in there and do stupid stuff. We got to be ready to go, and our defense will be tested. Now, we've played in the last 6 weeks where we went 5-1. Remember now, we did not play a winning team, and our defense has really come on, but we have not played an offense in 6 weeks that wasn't out of the bottom 25%. So you understand that going in. That's not to knock anybody. That's the Belichick reality that he would put across to us. Don't admire your work here. Let's evaluate ourselves after the next 2 weeks.
Right.
When we get in this Texas State Championship.
The Texas State Championship, baby. You can come out and you can get yourself a ring. You go to Jostens right after 2 weeks from now, and you can get yourself a damn ring.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. All right, boss, happy holidays, my friend. I appreciate you taking time with us, and
You too.
it's great, man.
I so enjoy this. Like I said, this kind of brings me back to my days of good old-fashioned coach-to-coach meetings.
Sit in a damn room, being miserable when you win, even. Hell, that's,
That's right.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right. Dan, Frankie Vision, he's a videographer. He's worse than armchair horseman. Talking about some guy about Romeo Langford. I don't know, but I know I like talking to the coach. The coach, I'll get into that. I thought Indiana was great. What's the problem? Thought Indiana was fantastic. The hell? I thought the Colts stunk, and Venturi told you. Look, something to watch. Watch my man. This is so good by Rick. Clowney lines up on the edge, and then he circles into the middle. The A-gap is the distance between the center and the guard on each side. That's called the A-gap, B-gap. Man, when he does that, it is death. If you go back and watch that Colts game from the first time they played Texas, it's unbelievable. No, it really is. It's incredible how fast he got to. I remember sitting there going, this dude is dominating the game. Couple of things. Hey, we're on YouTube. Go to search 1070thefan.com on YouTube, and there we are. The whole show is on there. Also, podcast, Lee Ross, Dan Dockich. It is available every day. Every week we make a new one, and it is on 1070thefan.com. Also, it's always pinned to my Twitter feed at Dan Dockich. Of course, we're on Facebook. Like us there if you don't mind as well. Right now, on the Big Ten Network, Indiana's up 29-23. I'll tell you this much, Indiana guards. Now, I'm not saying they're perfect. Romeo Langford is the modern-day James Blackman Jr. He doesn't guard anybody, but that's all right. The rest of the team guards, and I like it. I like it a lot. When we come back, I'm going to explain to you how from now on, I am just answering any questions about Bob Knight with, man, it's an 812 thing you wouldn't understand. We'll tell you how that came about. Hey, I need your What the Hell Wednesdays coming up here around 1:45. Dave Rebson's going to join us around 2:30 live. He's doing the Illinois-Ohio State game tonight, but he was on the call for a great game last night, Michigan and Northwestern at Northwestern. It was a great night of Big Ten basketball last night. It'll probably be tonight. Remember, tomorrow Purdue is at home against Maryland.
When my hair gets all long and scraggly, I don't feel sure of myself. It's like I'm just a little, off. But after a haircut at Great Clips, I'm... me again. My 5 o'clock shadow arrives at 3:06. I can do that Elvis thing with my lower lip. And I can predict the future. In 1 second, some announcer guy will speak.
Get in, out, and back to greatness. Download the Great Clips online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Love is a powerful word. We use it for the most important things in our life. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my dogs. And I really love that Ford GT. So when I heard someone the other day say they love their furnace, wow, I'm thinking that's my kind of guy or girl. Well, there are a bunch of us furnace lovers here at Howald Heating, too. No, we're not nuts. We just have a hankering for Carrier gas furnaces. When you turn to the experts at Howald Heating, you'll hear us talk about variable speed blowers, multi-stage gas valves reaching efficiencies of 98%. Howald Heating and Carrier. Love at first sight.
Oh, hello, young man. Come up and sit on Santa's lap.
Hi, Santa. I'm Mark.
Wow, you're a big one. How old are you?
37.
Aren't you a little old for...
Santa, please. I just need some advice. Christmas is coming up, and my wife was born on Christmas Day, and we were married on Christmas Day.
Oh, Mark, you have what we call a trifecta.
Yeah, this gift has to be perfect.
Say no more. You need to get out of here and go to Diamonds Direct. They've got the gifts women love, enough to supply up to 30 ordinary jewelry stores. Bands, bracelets, earrings, rings, and oh, listen, right now they're offering 3 years, 0 interest on any holiday purchase.
Oh, thanks for the help, Santa. So you're sure about this Diamonds Direct?
Oh, Mark, how do you think I keep Mrs. Claus happy?
Diamonds Direct, your destination for that home run holiday gift. With the guaranteed lowest prices, free lifetime service, and 3 years 0 interest now available on any purchase. On approved credit. Open every Sunday in December. Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Chad and Tyler Peterman.
It's that time of year when drains get clogged, but no worry. Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing will get it moving again.
Got a clogged drain in your home? Peterman will unclog that drain for just $83.
That's $83 to unclog any drain.
You don't pay a cent until the drain is clear.
And we'll keep that drain clear with a 1-year guarantee.
Call 859-4270. Call Peterman for heating, cooling, and plumbing. Peterman's the way to go.
Darn it.
Now what's wrong?
My car. Winter's coming. It's not starting right. Plus, I need tires.
Oh, bummer. Just go to my mechanic, my CarX man.
I'll go to CarX for the starting problem, but then I have to find somewhere else to go for tires.
No, you don't. CarX does tires. Mom bought her tires there. Said they're the best price around.
No way.
Way. They do everything.
If you need service and you want your car to last, you're looking at CarX, the repair professionals. Brakes, tires, engine repairs. CarX is the best.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
You're used to stepping up and answering the call, protecting and serving as a member of our armed forces. Now the state of Indiana wants to honor our vets. The new Next Level Veterans website provides job opportunities, job training, and the Honor Our Vets Homebuyer program specifically designed to keep and welcome qualified active duty, veterans, and retired military personnel to the Hoosier State. Indiana, where job opportunity and affordable home ownership meet.
Go to in.gov/veterans. Sponsored by the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority and aired by this station.
So you're tired of dealing with it, right? Hard, smelly, bad-tasting water. It's JMV for the best water, and that is Connecticut water. And now through the end of the year, Connecticut is having an inventory clearance sale. In addition to big discounts on all 2018 equipment, they also have closeout pricing on reconditioned equipment, too. It is awesome. It will fit your budget for the best water. That's Connecticut. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31, and Southport Road. And my friends Joe, John, and Dennis online at ConnecticutIndy.com right now.
You check things all the time, like your email every 10 seconds, or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Well, Discover makes it quick, easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores to everyone for free, even if you're not a customer. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. We call it the Discover Credit Scorecard. And once you know your score, you should check to see if your current credit card is the best fit for you. Check your credit, compare your card. Go to discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
It's time for some straight talk. This holiday season, give yourself the gift you really want. More data. Just switch to Straight Talk Wireless and we'll give you 50% more high-speed data on our $35 and $45 unlimited plans when you buy a smartphone, all without a contract. Plus, you'll get America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. So switch today and say happy holidays to yourself with 50% more high-speed data. Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less, only at Walmart. See terms at straighttalk.com.
On cold, snowy days, you just want to stay in the comfort of your home until your furnace breaks. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. For same-day repairs that will keep you warm and cozy, trust the highly trained technicians at 1 Hour. Call 855-1-HOUR today and get $51 off any repair. That's 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
Purchase $100 in Massage Envy gift cards between now and December 31st and receive vouchers for 2 free session enhancements. Massage Envy membership, making the best of every body.
Lights the Brickyard are back. Drive the family through more than 3 million bright lights in the 2-mile course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this holiday season. Get your lane pass now, IndianapolisMotorSpeedway.com.
Well, that was ugly.
Jaguars 6, the Colts
nothing. All right, time to shake it off and start a new winning streak.
It is caught. Touchdown.
Join us this Sunday as the Colts head to Houston for a showdown with the division-leading Texans. Coverage starts at 10. Matt Taylor and Jim Sorgi have the play-by-play at 1. Only on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan, your exclusive home for the Indianapolis Colts. Dan Dakich, weekdays noon till 3 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Great night of Big Ten basketball last night. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic night of Big Ten basketball. I thought the Indiana game was terrific. I thought it was a little slow, and I'm not sure why. Clowns on – you guys have this distorted opinion of what Romeo Langford is. I mean, you guys have this – like, Romeo's a really good player, but he's just better enough than to get you fired. Honest to goodness. I mean, because he doesn't guard anybody. He's a better player than James Blackford, Jack Blackman, but he don't guard nobody. Like, I know that but he don't guard a soul. I mean, a soul. He don't want to guard. Like, when he makes a mistake, he walks back on. And I ain't mad at him. I mean, that's why he's been coached. That's the way he's been taught. That's the way, a lot of high school kids are allowed. But if you think Indiana's supposed to beat these teams by 25, you're out of your mind. They had one good game, Indiana has. One good game. That's it. And, all right, they're going to have more good games. They're going to have far more good games. But the truth of the matter is, if they keep guarding hard, at some point you are going to see Indiana win a game, and it'll take some cojones for Archie to do it. But you're going to see them win a game with Langford sitting on the bench. I mean, you are. If for Indiana to be really good, he's going to have to guard hard. He should be now he can get in the passing lane. I'm not saying that. He can come up with a steal. I'm not, and he knows how, and he seems like an absolutely great kid, but for Indiana, guards hard. Like, if he played in a day where people actually could get on each other's ass, we'd be like, what are you doing, man? You got to guard somebody. You're supposed to be our hero. Let's go. We say it to Alfred all the time. You're supposed to guard somebody. And Alfred was not a terrible defender. People think he was. In fact, by the time Steve left Indiana, he might have been the all-time leader in steals at IU. I could be wrong about that. I mean, hell, it's been 30 years. The only thing you all care about from 30 years is whether Bob Knight. I'm making a pronouncement, by the way. From now on, from this moment, I am no longer apologizing for playing or coaching with Bob Knight. I am simply saying, hey, look, it's an 8-1-2 thing. You wouldn't understand. Because that's what's happening in this world. Mike Loxley, I told you yesterday, was going to be named the head coach at Maryland. He is literally the worst person to ever coach. And nobody cares about the 2-31 record. Nobody cares that he's an abuser. Nobody cares that his son's buddies stole his car. I mean, recruits. The absolute worst. Now, remember, the guy that was on yesterday, Paul Krebs, hired the best coaching hire ever in Urban Meyer, and he hired that idiot at New Mexico. But nobody wants to say anything about Loxley, right? And everybody, and this isn't just Scott Van Pelt. Scott Van Pelt, I didn't really see it. He said if anybody out the BMV. But I got so much of that last night because I'm so appalled that you would hire this guy. But everybody says nobody, and this isn't directed towards Van Pelt. He asked me, because you directed that to me. I said, no, I didn't even see yours. I got people up my backside about this. People outside the DMV won't understand. So that's what I'm going to say about Coach Knight from now on. Hey, man, it's a DMV, it's an IU thing. You wouldn't understand. That's all I'm going to say. It's an IU thing. You wouldn't understand. That's it. From now on. Hey, man, what'd you think about Indiana? It's an IU thing, man. You wouldn't understand. Coach Knight's a jerk. He beat up players. It's an IU thing, man. It's an IU thing. You wouldn't understand. Guy says, you've always been a Maryland hater. I've not cared even a little bit about Maryland. Not even sorta. It's an IU thing, man. Coach Knight beat the hell out of players. It's an IU thing. You wouldn't understand. I mean, that's how they're handling Loxley. Abuse of women, secretary. I mean, 2 in a million. So that's it. From now on, don't at me. It's an IU. I think all of our players that played at Indiana, that should be our response. It's an IU thing. You wouldn't understand. It's an 8-1-2 thing. You wouldn't understand. It's an 8-1-2 thing. You wouldn't understand. That's it. And that should, why do you think Mike Loxley is just allowed to go and have free reign and be a savior? And he's literally 2-31 as a coach with all kind of abuses. And Bob Knight wasn't. Wonder why that is. It's interesting. People say, well, you're mentioning, you're coding race. No, I'm not. What I'm really saying is it's like a guy like, around here, Gene Katie's considered the greatest guy ever. Bob Knight's the worst. They did the same thing. They coached the same way. There's no video of Gene grabbing anybody, but they coached the same way. But one guy, hey, man, it's like a hero coming home. Google Mike Loxley if you want to see the literally most ridiculous human being to ever coach. But he's given a hero's welcome. A hero's freaking welcome. Literally the worst. Like Krebs hired the greatest and the worst. Atherland Sports, Mike Loxley, worst coach ever. This is from 2011. Well, he's grown in 7 years. Well, Coach Knight hasn't been in the public eye in 5, hasn't coached in 20. Why is Coach Knight treated that way? Why isn't there a 30 for 30 on the antics of Mike Loxley? It would be far more fascinating. Like I said, I like hanging with guys like that. He is such a train wreck. Like, it's unbelievable. Hey, man, it's an 8-1-2 thing. You don't like how Coach Knight handled it? It's an 8-1-2 thing. That's it. 8-1-2 thing. You wouldn't understand. That's what they're saying in Maryland. It's a DMV thing. You wouldn't understand. All right, I don't understand. What do you got, Corey? Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in.
No problem, Dan. Hey, I didn't watch all of IU game last night. Well, I didn't watch the game at all last night. But just noticing the couple of games that I have watched, their offense doesn't seem like it goes vertical, to the rim.
Yes.
It's a lot of horizontal movement that causes you to get bored and the game to really slow down. And with the rate of players that we've been told that Archie has recruited, it doesn't seem like either he's not playing them the way that they should be playing, that they're geared to play, or they're not capable of playing that way.
It's a great question because I found myself, Corey, bored watching them on offense. I mean, it's like halfway through the possession, like, come on. And, look, let's be honest. I don't think Romeo Langford guards, but I do think Romeo Langford is really, really good. I don't know if he's a great offensive talent, but he's really good. And I don't see anything.
Really smooth.
I don't see anything. Yeah, he's really smooth. I don't see anything done for him. Like I don't see anything to help him.
Neither do I. I mean, it seems like everyone has the exact same options to shoot the ball or drive, and those options shouldn't be available to everyone on the court.
Right.
At any time.
I mean, look, to me, running with this team would be really good. To me, having Romeo Langford with the ball is really good. I do think this. I do think that, I like Robert Finney. I think he's really good. Like, he surprised me how good he is, how not only talented, but he's smart. Like, he's talented. I don't want to take away from, say he's not talented. He is, but he's smart. Like, he he figures things out. And I think running, when you have a smart point guard, usually a smart point guard makes good decisions in transition and, get out and go. Appreciate you, Corey. Thank you. Hey, Adam, what you got?
Coach, I want to play off. Hey, Coach.
Yes.
Great show.
Thank you.
I want to play off that Rob Fennessy comment that guy said earlier about him being a poor man's Yogi. Does anybody remember the full 4 years of Yogi, or do we just remember the last semester after New Year's? Because I remember his senior year going down to Duke and getting beat by 30. And his freshman year, he didn't play very much. So Rob Fennessy, I think, is doing a hell of a job for a freshman.
Well, Yogi did play. Yogi played a bunch as a freshman. I'm not going to compare. Yogi had a great career, and if you don't say, and people, I love Yogi. I think Yogi's great. Knew him as a kid.
Did a great job.
Yeah, but I don't.
think Rob Fennessy doesn't get the credit that he deserves as a freshman coming in and starting with Green being hurt, and then some of the teams that we've had to play already, going on the road to Arkansas, going down to Cameron, and the way he handles 2 Big Ten games, whether you win by 2 or whether you win by 1, you won in 2 Big Ten games. Being 2-0 in the Big Ten is a pretty big deal.
I totally agree with you. You said that very well, Adam, and I appreciate you. Thank you. We'll come back. Yogi Ferrell started 137 games. Out of 137 games, averaged 7.6, and then it went up to 17, 16, averaged 14 for his career. I don't know that that's what Fennessy's going to do, but I know Fennessy is damn good, and I like watching him play basketball. He is a terrific basketball player. We'll be back.
'Twas just before Christmas, and all through the town, the perfect gift for women could not be found. They hinted for diamonds, for sparkle, for bling. But at most jewelry stores, that means cha-ching, cha-ching. So what to their wondering eyes should appear? But Diamonds Direct, and shopping without fear. At Diamonds Direct, there's no risk, no worry, no stones without shine. Just the best cut diamonds, virtually straight from the mine. Diamonds Direct imports directly to you. Higher quality, lower prices, best selection too. Give her more diamond, more sparkle, more glow. Shop Diamonds Direct and wait under the mistletoe. Get her the perfect gift this Christmas from Diamonds Direct and spread your payments over 3 years with 0 interest. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, everything's included. How about a $4,000 tennis bracelet for just $111 a month? 3 years, 0 interest now through December 31st. Make Christmas magic this year with a trip to Diamonds Direct. Best price guarantee, expert guidance, and free gift wrapping too. Open every Sunday in December on approved credit. Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Best service, best products. Do it best.
Hi, this is Adam Wilson of Fisher's Do-It Center Hardware, serving the Fishers area since 1989. We've got what you need: a huge assortment of quality Scott's fertilizers and lawn products, a rental center, garden center, Pratt & Lambert paints, Weber grills, and more. We can even fill your propane tank. Plus, like all locally owned Do-It Best stores, money at Fisher's Do-It Center stays in our community.
Your neighborhood Do It Best is stocked with items to fill his toolbox with great gifts like your choice Stanley Tools, Wonder Bar, 50-pack utility knife blades, utility knife, tape measure, or rip hammer, only $4.97 each, or a Black & Decker 29-piece screwdriver bit set, only $7.97. Projects are endless with a Dremel rotary toolkit, only $69.97.
Shop local, shop Do It Best. Visit us at Fisher's Do It Center behind Fisher Station at 116th and Allisonville Road.
Best service, best products. Do it best.
It's a new season, and the Colts are chomping at the bit with a new coach and a new attitude. Oh, and our luck is back, baby.
Hey, it's JMV. Join me at Old Pro's Table in Broad Ripple on Friday with your chance at Cowboys Colts tickets, courtesy of Bud Light.
Here's to the beer you can always count on. Bud Light, brewed with 4 essential ingredients to be America's favorite light lager.
I'll see you Friday at Old Pro's Table in Broad Ripple.
Bud Light. Friends show up on game day. Please drink responsibly.
Do you have a love-hate relationship with your credit card? You love the freedom and convenience the credit card gives you, but you hate the high interest rates? And let's face it, they're high. 17, 18, even 20% APR? That's pretty outrageous. But with Lightstream's credit card consolidation loan, rather than throwing your money away on high interest payments, you can get a much lower rate, as low as 6.14% APR with AutoPay. And today, if you want an even lower rate, apply at lightstream.com/radio for a special discount. Plus, with Lightstream, your rate is fixed, so as rates continue to rise, your rates won't budge. They'll stay low. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, which means you can pay off your credit card and start paying an interest rate you can really love, thanks to Lightstream.
Ready to start saving? Apply now at lightstream.com/radio.
That's right. Get your extra discount by applying today at lightstream.com/radio. That's lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
You won't find a more romantic holiday gift than diamond jewelry from Shane Company. Hi, I'm Tom Shane.
And I'm Ed. As a lead diamond buyer for over 20 years, I assure you that the quality specifications for a Shane Company diamond set us apart from every jeweler. In each GIA grade, we only select the diamonds with spectacular brilliance and optimal dispersion and scintillation. Every diamond must pass our demanding visual beauty test.
Thanks to Ed, our diamonds sparkle like no others. Shane Company has diamond gifts from around $150 to over $20,000. Classic styles, vintage styles, and statement pieces. We have stud earrings from under 1/4 carat to over 4 carats, and beautiful solitaire pendants, hoop earrings, and diamond tennis bracelets.
We look into the soul of every diamond, so it will be cherished for a lifetime.
We're open all week from 10 till 8. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday for More Restoration, and you've heard me talk about More Restoration for years. I've used More Restoration 3 times on my home. I care about my family, and More made me feel confident in using them. Speaking of confident, they have a new service. It's a hospital-quality disinfectant that is safe for your home, and it's endorsed by the EPA. Within a few hours, More Restoration can disinfect your entire home. Best of all, nothing needs moved, and it's safe for all your belongings. This service makes it safe to come home. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup and tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
Hey, it's JMV, and credit cards may not be for everyone, but if you use the smart tools Forum gives you, like mobile spending alerts and balance updates to help you keep track of your purchases and pay off your purchases in full every month, a credit card can be a great way to pay for everyday and recurring expenses. Plus, Forum gives you unlimited cash back every month. It is Forum Credit Union. Ask Trevor Green or somebody on his staff about it today at a branch location or online. That's forumcu.com today.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. 25% off brakes. See store for details. Don't let winter get the best of your vehicle. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Coming up Thursday, Broncos rookie Bradley Chubb joins us to talk about how 4.5 sacks is all that separates him from history. Plus, is Thursday's NFL matchup one that not even Color Rush could save? And a royalty-free championship rematch. Golic and Wingo, Thursday, 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2.
He's climbed the highest mountains in search of knowledge. He's read everything at the Library of Congress. He even watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 11 times.
Excellent!
And still, Dan Duckich wants to know, what the hell?
This must be discussed. By the way, we're on YouTube. You can follow us live and chat. This has to be discussed, people. I don't know if you've seen this, but the most ridiculous people among us is PETA. Was it protection of animals? Listen to this. This is a tweet. Words matter, and as our understanding of social justice evolves, our language evolves along with it. Here's how to remove speciesism. We have speciesism from your daily conversations. Instead of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, we're supposed to say, according to these clowns at PETA, feed 2 birds with 1 scone. This is actually the case. Be a guinea pig. Don't say that anymore. Say be the test tube. Don't say beat a dead horse. Say feed a fed horse. Now, there are people that disagree with that. There are people that say feeding a fed horse causes indigestion. They are feeding a dead horse can cause actually a horse to die. So does the full libtards here deciding that we want to do this? How about say this? Flint still doesn't have clean water, and PETA isn't doing anything to help. How about we do that, PETA? Instead of worrying about speciesism. How about this one? Don't say bring home the bacon. Say bring home the bagels. Well, that's breadism. We can't have breadism. That's making fun of wheat. How can we make fun of wheat? Don't say take the bull by the horns. Take the flower by the thorns. Well, that hurts. And this is also these idiots at PETA. Just as it became unacceptable to use racist, homophobic, or ableist language, phrases that trivialize cruelty to animals will vanish as more people begin to appreciate animals for who they are and start bringing home the bagels instead of the bacon. What a bunch of jackass. This has to be a joke. You said it. This has to be a joke. This may be the biggest what the hell ever. Like, I get it. The liberals are out of their minds with stuff. I understand everything's wrong. We got to bitch, whine, and moan about everything. That's why the article by Tyler Trent today was so great. A guy says, Dan, I don't think animals are offended by words, mainly due to the fact that they can't understand 100% of them. Dan, I believe this to be hogwash. Oh, Dan, that really gets my goat. Hey, Dan, isn't bread bad for birds? I think it is. One guy whose last name is Bacon says, do I have to now change my name to Bagel? Hey, Dan, I chose bacon over bagels 100% of the time by bringing it home and eating it. It's unbelievable. It is freaking-leavable. Now you know what we're into. We got to be careful that we don't transfer shame. I'll give you another one. The worst human being alive, nonviolent crime division, is Timmy Knight and Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is literally the worst human being alive. I mean, he has made up rape stories. He doesn't pay his taxes, But Al Sharpton sold, listen to this, his own life story rights for $531,000, which is fine, except he sold them to his own charity. This is your boy, Al Sharpton. Why won't media go? He still has a show. I wonder why. I'm stunned. I don't understand why. Can somebody please tell me? Can somebody please tell me why Al Sharpton, who stayed at the Four Seasons, smokes big cigars, but owns millions in back taxes, isn't in jail? I don't know why. Who knows why? Nobody knows why. Nobody knows. Oh, my God. Do you also know, Dan, do you realize that these same idiots think Rudolph should be banned because of bullying? Do you understand that? This is What the Hell Wednesday. What in the Rudolph got bullied, man. Hey, Dan, no more chicken crosses the road or a horse walks into a bar and bartender says, why the long face jokes? Hey, I don't want to live in a world where I can't tell that joke. I don't want to live in a world. I don't want to live in a world where little 15-year-old girls dictate what the hell I am supposed to think. I am going to tell you right now, I'm going to listen to Baby It's Cold Outside. That's been banned. Did you know that? That song, Bing Crosby, I think, Baby It's Cold Outside, has been banned because it's, I don't know. I can't even begin to tell you. I don't know why. I have no idea. Because I assume some radio station in Cleveland, is really trying hard to get, the idea that men and women haven't gone back and forth is just insane. WDOK Christmas 102 in Cleveland. There you go. Good for you, man. We're talking about you. It is awesome, the world. And look, I'm going to eventually get fired for not being politically correct. I'm eventually going to say something that's, PETA may come after me. But if you're this stupid, PETA, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I honestly don't. I mean, you can get mad at me all you want. You can get mad at me and all you liberals that everything's an ist, everything's a this, everything. Hey, Dan, be careful of your offensive words or you might have to go on the lam. Hey, Dan, did you hear TBS is not playing Christmas Story because of the bullying scene? You know what? We've all seen it. We've all lived. Honest to God. We've all lived. PETA really screwed the pooch with that take. That is really funny. Isn't it not amazing? Hey, Dan, can we bring on the turkey bacon or is that not allowed? I don't know. Wouldn't you love to sell your own naming rights to your own charity so you can get it's the best. Al Sharpton is the best. Tawana Brawley, the whole deal. He's the best. How do you not like Al? Why isn't? Well, let me ask you a question. Why is the guy from Jersey Shore going to jail or went to jail over like $10 in back taxes, and Al Sharpton? Why isn't Al Sharpton in jail? Huh? I don't know. I don't know why. I really don't. I wonder. Hey, Dan, a customer brawls with a 16-year-old Cracker Barrel employee. I ain't mad at him. You ever talk to 16-year-olds? Pains in my ass. I mean, at what point can you fight with somebody if you're over the age of 40? Please send this in to me. At what point, guys just know that you're not going to do anything, so they just, guys at basketball games, these little guys, like some big fat dude with a beard went off on me at the Louisville game, and he's giving me this, right? He's giving me, come on. Like, what am I going to do, run across the court and punch him? Everybody's a tough guy now. What the hell's up with that? Somebody explain it to me. Come on, explain it to me on what the hell. Hey, Dan, the FDA, who can't approve drugs to, I don't know. Like we've got an autism drug ready to go, but the FDA won't, it takes forever to approve that. It approves a drug to help calm dogs who are afraid of loud noises. There you go, FDA. Hey, Dan, Burger King offering 1-cent Whoppers if you order at McDonald's. The hell is that? The hell is that? Explain. Fraternity closing at IU over alcohol and hazing violations. The Kappa Sigs are done. I went to the Kappa Sig house. Went there a few years ago on Dad's night. Nice. We had a bunch of beer. What are you going to do? They made the freshmen do whatever. Why is that so bad? Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. And I assume doggy style is completely out of the question. Oh, man. Hey, Dan, I'm sorry. What did you say about PETA and speciesism? I was chomping too loud on my tasty all-beef Five Guys burger with delicious crunchy bacon. Seriously, you're sitting there at PETA and you're like, hey, man, what are we going to bitch about today? What are we going to bitch about today? Oh, man, hey, here's the last thing from Ben Orr. Sully, H.W. Bush's service dog's been with the president for 6 months, not his lifelong companion. That's the slate. The slate's all over that story. Let me guess, if it was Obama, you wouldn't touch it. But, hey, Michelle has great arms, man. Great arms. We'll be back.
Monday mornings have never been better on The Fan.
I love it. I love it.
Each Monday after the Colts game, join Colts legend Jeff Saturday as he takes you inside the Colts huddle.
Making a full all-in on the offensive line.
It's Saturday on Monday mornings from 7 to 10. Every Monday after a Colts game.
You're watching Andrew get better at it every week.
It's Jeff Saturday with Kevin Bowen and Jeff Rickard.
It's just fun to watch.
Only on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's AMV. Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next one free. No limits and 0% financing for 36 months. And Colts tickets, a proud partner of the Colts. 317-547-2600. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
There are times in life when certain situations are unavoidable. As life passes, we get a little slower and a little more achy than the year before. All part of life. But when we lose the ability for intimacy with the one we love, it can feel much worse. Unfortunately, the lady we love typically feels like this situation is just because of her. As men, we know that's just not true. We want that spark back just as much as she does. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic physicians hear this from struggling couples every day. Fortunately, that struggle in your relationship from erectile dysfunction can be gone. One simple visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic with a same-day solution. The joy of your relationship will be back. And the best part of it is seeing that spark back in a happy relationship. Call 999-9000. It's simple, safe, and private. 999-9000. Clinic visit, evaluation, and testing is just $99. IndyMen'sClinic.com for more information. 999-9000.
Hoosier fans, it's Indiana basketball time. IU Basketball Mini Series tickets are now available in 6-game or 3-game ticket packages, as well as individual games. This is your chance to check out the Hoosiers inside beautiful Simon Scott Assembly Hall. For more information, call or text 812-855-4006 or visit IUHoosiers.com. Go IU.
Getting Healthy Indiana Plan, or HIP benefits, is an easy choice when you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. If you're 19 to 64 years old and qualify for HIP, you get great doctors, reliable care, and many benefits to help you stay healthy. Sign up for HIP Plus and you'll get dental and vision care too. It's an easy choice. Get HIP. Choose Anthem. Call 1-877-GET-HIP-9. That's 1-877-438-4479.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola or Coke Zero Sugar. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Pick up a custom Colts commemorative cup at your nearest Arby's. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Before Old Man Winter arrives, there's still time to call Peterman for our $59 preseason furnace tune-up.
It's a great way to make sure your home stays comfortable in cold weather.
And at just $59, our furnace tune-up is a smart investment for your peace of mind.
But don't delay. Winter will be here sooner than you think.
Schedule your $59 preseason tune-up today.
Call 859-4270. Peterman's the way to go.
The joy of giving really comes to life when it's been a good year. And let's face it, 2018's been a very good year, with a booming economy and lots to be thankful for. So why not make this the year to show her what she truly means to you and splurge with a spectacular gift from Diamonds Direct? Maybe a gorgeous pair of 3-carat diamond stud earrings, or a spectacular 10-carat diamond tennis bracelet. Or how about a special piece of jewelry from a world-class designer? At Diamonds Direct, we've stocked up for the holiday season with our most impressive selection ever. Gifts from $300 to $300,000. And now till the end of December, we're offering 3 years zero-interest financing on any purchase. So you can splurge with confidence and spread your payments over 3 years without a dime in interest on approved credit. So celebrate. Celebrate the good year. And most importantly, celebrate her with an unforgettable gift from Diamonds Direct. Check out our holiday gift guide in store or online now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, with extended hours including open every Sunday in December.
Keystone at the Crossing.
The Salvation Army is more than just a red kettle at Christmas. It changes the lives of those who need it most. When you make your donation to the Salvation Army, expect change.
Powered by the Hubler Auto Group, a dealer to help the people. Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Click drivehubler.com for Indiana's largest selection and best deals. Hubler has it all.
This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis.
The Colts are in Houston to face the division-leading Texans. Coverage Sunday morning at 10 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. Dan Dakich, weekdays noon till 3 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
All right, fake news. TBS did not cancel their marathon of Christmas Story. It airs at 7 p.m. It starts Christmas Eve. Cancellation was a rumor that started through social media because of a meme. Fake news. Yeah. Hey, Dan, I don't like you blaming it all on liberals. I'm not. I'm just blaming it on everyone. Like, I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I'm just human nature and smart and jeez, I mean, but you got to admit, y'all do go a little nuts on stuff once in a while. The best things are, never mind. I ain't even getting into it. It's the best. Hey, we're going to sit around. Guy thinks PETA sits around and decides, you know what? We're going to go with this ridiculous stuff. And then we're going to figure out, well, let's take bets on who runs with it. Everybody pays attention to PETA, man. Everybody does. NCAA changed the composition of basketballs a few years back. They just did. Hey, Dan, here's a list. Who do you hate in basketball? Because I hate everybody, apparently. You know what's really funny is the truth of the matter, I like all the teams. But I'm paid to be honest, and I can't be that coach guy that doesn't tell you the truth on broadcasts. I'm sorry. Hey, Dan, by my account, you now hate the following: Louisville, Purdue, Iowa, Michigan State, Maryland, Michigan. You seem to be picking up a new one every day. Am I missing? I don't think IU loves me. I mean, I'm the only one that talked about cheating in that Kansas City Star article. And the one booster, Estes, I mean, what are you going to do? So I'm not sure they're digging on me, but, guy says he hates us. I do. Everybody seems to say I hate you. Hey, Dan, every Big Ten fan base has a significant percentage of fools that like to feed off the perceived disrespect from Doc is wash, rinse, and repeat every year. That's true. That's true. Here is a little bit of a thing, Dan. We got to cancel Christmas. I like this. The most wonderful time of the year. Everyone telling you to be of good cheer. You're forced to hide depression. That's pretty funny. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is subjecting minors to softcore porn. The Christmas song, Open Fire Pollution. Folks dressed up like Eskimos, cultural appropriation. Holly Jolly Christmas, Kiss Her Once for Me. That's unwanted advances. White Christmas is clearly racist. That's pretty funny. Most wonderful. Santa Claus is coming to town. Sees you when you're sleeping. Knows when you're awake. Peeping Tom Stalker. Jingle Bell Rock, giddy up, horse jingle, pick up your feet. That's animal abuse. Mistletoe and holly, overeating, folks stealing a kiss or two. How did this song ever see the light of day? Winter Wonderland, Parson Brown demanding they get married. That's forced partnership. Hey, Dan, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas is forced gender-specific gifts, dolls for Janice and Jen, boots and pistols for Barney and Ben. Yeah, that's a Target kind of thing. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. That can also be glorifying adultery. Telling you. This is pretty funny. 1981 Holiday Festival, MSG. The only time my parents ever attended an IU game, being from NYC. You and Uwe were freshmen. My mom, born in Berlin, was encouraging Uwe all freaking weekend in German. It was a bad tourney for us. Oh, was that bad. Bad tourney. I thought Indiana was good last night. I thought Indiana was really good. You guys are funny, man. Coach Dan Ross, no brainer, used to swim naked after work. Guys, no, but Uwe and I did sit on the couch naked and watch TV in the summer times. And I'm not even mad about it. Fred Glass apparently told Zach Kiefer why. No, I guess not. Some guy named Jim Rice or Jeff Rice is doing the IU breakdown. If I want to know what Fred Glass said, I'll try to tune into Osterman and see what Fred said. Fred made another dumb hire. He didn't hire Angela White-Berry to be the head women's soccer coach at IU. He hired some dude with no ties. He's a foreigner. So once again, Fast Freddy gets his quota going, but. Because he needs a bunch of foreigners. Freddie wants to seem like he is all-encompassing on people, so he got to get a couple foreigners. How do you not hire Angela White-Berry to be the soccer coach at IU? I have no idea. But, hey, look, whatever. It's terrible. The woman is IU soccer. She invented IU soccer, and all she does is win games here and is tied into every. But Freddie got to do Freddie things, so good for him. Leo, baby. Hey, Dan, I'm personally offended that you didn't mention my personal favorite. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting something. Hey, Dan, thanks a lot, Pete. I guess LMB can no longer stand for largemouth bass. Great. Anyway, so funny. Langford, Finney was really good yesterday. Finney was really good. I like Finney a lot. I think he's going to be a super player. And I think, I don't know that he's Mike Conley. I don't know that he's not Mike Conley, but that's the guy that he reminds me of. Kind of an under-the-radar guy. A lot of people thought that Mike Conley Jr. was coming to Ohio State as an add-on. A lot of people think, well, you know what? Here's the deal. Man, you got Romeo, you got Finney, an add-on. No, Finney is anything but an add-on. Finney has made Devontae Green kind of look silly. Devontae Green, it was supposed to be the breakout guy, but Devontae Green kind of looks wild and crazy compared to the solidness of Rob Finney. He does. It's great. Dan, the story of Santa Claus has forced parents to lie to their children for years. That's a form of abuse. I still lie to my kids about this. My son is 24, and when he just doesn't even talk about it anymore. He's like, Dad, you still try to convince us there's a Santa Claus? Yeah, there is. How else do you get presents? Miles Turner, people. May we say a word about the great yesterday, Miles Turner? Pacers got a good win. That was not an easy game either. Jimmy Boylan is a good coach, really good coach. Interesting what Jim Boylan said after the game, the guy who is the head coach of the Bulls right now. He said, our conditioning stinks and we're going to fix that. I thought to myself, man, excuse me, that's tough, right? Isn't it a little tough to get conditioning in within the realm of the NBA? Like when we were smoking weed constantly at IU in 08, it was noticeable, our conditioning, once I made them stop smoking weed when I became the head coach. Our conditioning got noticeably better. I mean, that's pretty good, right? And just stop smoking weed is what look, fellas, we're not smoking weed anymore. And if you do, I'm suspending you. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what the conditioning problems are with the Bulls. I just know what ours were in 08, but it's really, really difficult. It's really, really difficult in the middle of the season. It really is. It's so difficult to get your team in shape in a college season, much less an NBA season. What I think Jim Boylan was saying after the game yesterday is that our team aren't professional. We have a very unprofessional team. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Players bitch, moan, and whine about having to play too many games, which is ludicrous. I mean, it's completely idiotic, particularly as compared to normal human beings and the workload that we do every day and where we do our work. But anyway, regardless. But if your fat ass isn't in shape, or if you're too lazy to not, or you're too undisciplined to go out, or you got to go out, you got to drink, you got to smoke, whatever. I mean, whatever the reason is that you are not in shape, that's totally on you. So I think what Jim Boylan is saying, we have a very unprofessional group. And the truth of the matter is, it's exactly what they have. They're 5-20 for crying out loud. The one dude's mommy was bitch, moaning, whining, and moaning. Wendell Carter, they're okay. You're on a 5-20 team. That's on the players. I mean, a coach going to get fired. I always said in 1985 we were bad, and that wasn't on Coach Knight. That was on me, us. And that's on the GM. I thought Miles Turner was pretty good last night. I thought Collison was really good last night. I like seeing Collison step it up a little bit. I do. I mean, look, Oladipo's out. Collison goes 35 minutes, 23 points, 8 rebounds. I mean, what the hell? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, why is let me ask you this. Why is Thad Young, Bogdanovich, Miles Turner, Darren Collison, and Tariq Evans, Sabonis, McDermott, Holiday, and Joseph better than Markkanen, Carter, the other Holiday, Arcidiacono, Levine? I don't know. All these guys are supposed to be so good. There's a horrible culture right now with the Bulls. And that wasn't going to be an easy game because the first game a coach is in there, he hasn't done enough to blank everybody off yet. But Fred Hoiberg gets $25 million. Good for him. Really good for him. You know, the truth of the matter is, you know, when you bring a guy like that Wendell Carter and he's already bitching about, I don't know, he's complaining about his college coach and his mother's involved. I mean, how do you think it's going to go with him? How do you think until he grows up it's going to go with him? He still thinks people care. Like, you get in the NBA, nobody cares. The only thing people care about in the NBA, and this includes your teammates, is are you producing? And half of your teammates don't want you to produce because they want to take your job. But when you get out of, you know, Duke and you're going to whine about all that stuff, I mean, it's no surprise. It's no surprise at all. So good for the, you know, what that was a little like IU last night. Just win the game and get the hell out for the Pacers. That's all that was. Just win, we done. That's it. Period. And they did, and they got a good performance from great performance from Collison, actually, and a good performance from Turner. This is interesting because I'm getting this a lot. Hey, Dan, I was at the Pacer game last night, impressed with the team ball being played with everyone but Tariq. Guy constantly goes 1-on-3. Bojan showed frustration multiple times, waiting for a kick out. I told you this, and I actually told Ryan Carr this the other day, and he's like, man, that's interesting. Ryan is the head of scouting. Tyreke Evans is the only shoe guy on that team. Tyreke Evans is the only guy that was bought and paid for by shoe companies in high school. You look down that roster, Collison wasn't. Miles Turner wasn't. Miles Turner was a big-time recruit, but Miles Turner, hey, if you know anything about him and his parents, that ain't happening. Sabonis wasn't. Sabonis, if he was like his dad, was probably a little vodka-driven. He might have been bought and sold by Stoli, but he wasn't going to be, you know. The only shoe guy you have on that team is the only guy that doesn't play within the concept of the team. And here's the thing. If the Pacers want to be a team that gets to the conference final, I don't think they can win the conference, but if they want to get to the conference finals, that means you win a couple playoff series. That guy has to be a player of 30, 35 minutes, and he's got to be a 20-point-a-game scorer. Tyreke Evans. That's it. I mean, he's the one guy on the team that has average 20, not named Oladipo. That's it. Dan, you sit and preach that IU eats his own. Well, you're the damn leader. What a douchebag you are. You talk negative about Coach Knight and the way he acts. Well, Mr. Dockett, you are Bob Knight Jr. You are acting just as mean and bitter as he did. I just talked great about Indiana for 20 minutes here, Brent Bishop. What would you like me to say? I weep. I weep for Logan and Caitlin. I weep for the children. What do you want me to say? I just said how great I think they're doing. What is the problem, Southpaw Bezo? I mean, I get it. You're IU guy, and IU guys got to get offended. I know, but feel free to, if you're listening to the show, hit me again. I mean, I just went 20 minutes how good they are. And I'm allowed to criticize Coach Knight. And I am Bob Knight Jr. How about that? I'll just own everything. It's an 8-1-2 thing. You wouldn't understand. How about that? That's it. Hey, man, it's an 8-1-2 thing. You wouldn't understand. That's my answer to everything. Pat Boylan just tweeted out, still no timetable for Victor Oladipo, but he's doing solo on-court drills after practice, which involve running, hard cuts, shooting, and dunking. There you go. It was a year ago today that Ryan Shazier had the spinal cord injury. That dude is a bad man, man. What he does every day, I think, is remarkable. You know what also is sad? How about this? Matt Millen. Matt Millen needs a new heart. Whether you like Matt Millen or not, who cares? Matt Millen has been in a hospital waiting on a heart for about 6-8 weeks now, maybe more than that. Just sits in a hospital room. He's got to get a new heart. Brett Bishop. What a douchebag you are. Oh, Brett. I love being called names. Logan and Caitlin, I weep for you. I do. Anyway, 317-239-1070 is the number. Dan at 1070thefan.com is the email address. And as always, we're on Twitter. You feel free to call in and rip me. I don't care. It's an 812 thing, man. Tonight, Ohio State goes. I love this new Big Ten play. I don't know how you guys – I love it. Dave Revson's going to join us from the Big Ten Network. I believe he was at practice today, so he is on the call. He was on the call last night, and it was a great call. Like, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Loved it. Like, the call last night of Michigan and Northwestern was fantastic. And Rever, who is more of a Northwestern fan than Greenberg or anybody, he really – he just played it great. He was fantastic. Jake, what do you got?
What's up, Dan?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm listening to you on the radio. Why does Archie not run more pick and roll with Jawan and Romeo?
It's a good question. I think when they get in, it's a very good question. You got to turn your radio down. We got to let you go because I don't want to hear me. It's a very good question. I don't know if Romeo's great on ball screen pick and roll. I don't know. I don't know if they feel that the guy guarding Romeo is big enough to just switch it and make it difficult. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I did. I don't really have the answer for that, Jake, but I appreciate you calling in. I think you'll see some of that. You know, look, Romeo Langford in high school, the physical gifts that he had, he's able to do pretty much what he wanted. So you could ball screen and roll. You can do whatever, and he looked good doing it. But college, a different deal. And sometimes the guy guarding Romeo is going to be a little bit bigger. And I just don't – they must not feel that it's a viable offensive option because, look, in basketball, what you try to do – I mean, this isn't rocket science. This goes back 50 years. When you play and you need a bucket, you absolutely 100% try to get your two best players involved. Used to be a down screen. Best player, down screen. Second best player, whatever. Now it's a ball screen. It's just the way the game has evolved. Dave Revson is he is the man at the Big Ten Network. He hosts, he does games. Nobody knows the Big Ten like Dave Revson. I'm looking forward to talking to him next when the Dan Dockett Show continues. Thank you for listening.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue Pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. Right now, get your first month supply for free. All you pay is just $5 for your medical consultation when you go to 4hims.com/perform. After that, it's just $30 for a month's supply. Sure beats paying big bucks for just one blue pill, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need an awkward in-person doctor's appointment to get the prescription. Hims has doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. It's affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/perform. That's 4hims.com/perform for your first month for just $5. 4hims.com/perform.
Twin Peaks is the ultimate sports launch you've been searching for. The local source for sports on wall-to-wall TVs and the most scenic views in the market. Everything on the fan-favorite menus made from scratch. Pair the new Nashville hot chicken sandwich with a local indie brew served at a frosty 29 degrees by a beautiful Twin Peaks girl. And Twin Peaks Man Cards are the perfect gift for the sports fan on your list. Purchase your gift cards today. Get a little something extra in return. Offer available at participating restaurants and online. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday for More Restoration, and you've heard me talk about More Restoration for years. I've used More Restoration 3 times on my home. I care about my family, and More made me feel confident in using them. Speaking of confident, they have a new service. It's a hospital-quality disinfectant that is safe for your home, and it's endorsed by the EPA. Within a few hours, More Restoration can disinfect your entire home. Best of all, nothing needs moved, and it's safe for all your belongings. This service makes it safe to come home. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup and tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
When my hair gets too long, I don't feel like me. But after a haircut at Great Clips, I get my
edge back. I order reprints of my driver's license photo. My dentist thinks I floss daily. I time revolving doors perfectly. And I can pronounce Worcestershire sauce. Oh yes, Worcestershire.
Get in, out, and back to greatness. Download the Great Clips online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Hey, it's JMV, and credit cards may not be for everyone, but if you use the Smart Tools Forum gives you, like mobile spending alerts and balance updates to help you keep track of your purchases and pay off your purchases in full every month, a credit card can be a great way to pay for everyday and recurring expenses. Plus, Forum gives you unlimited cash back every month. It is Forum Credit Union. Ask Trevor Green or somebody on his staff about it today at a branch location or online. That's forumcu.com today. So, you're tired of dealing with it, right? Hard, smelly, bad-tasting water. It's JMV for the best water, and that is Connecticut water. And now through the end of the year, Connecticut is having an inventory clearance sale. In addition to big discounts on all 2018 equipment, they also have closeout pricing on reconditioned equipment, too. It is awesome. It will fit your budget for the best water. That's Connecticut. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31, and Southport Road. And my friends Joe, John, and Dennis online at ConnecticutIndy.com right now.
If you love football, yelling at television screens with friends, and wearing clothing with someone else's name on it, there's a seat waiting for you at Buffalo Wild Wings, where you can enjoy football food and football beverages on our new $5 game day menu. Cheeseburger and fries, brats, cocktails, and pitchers of beer are just $5 each. Escape to football and the new $5 game day menu at Buffalo Wild Wings. Price and participation vary by location, not valid with any other offer. Please drink responsibly.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Why should I pay the same amount for a compact parking space as I do for a regular space, right? What kind of lot doesn't reward me for selflessly buying a smaller car to provide more parking room for others?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
A lot can happen in 6 seconds. A rodeo ride, a dramatic basketball win, and the world record holder can solve a Rubik's Cube. 6 seconds is how long it takes for an 18-wheeler traveling at a safe speed to come to a complete stop. And in those 6 seconds, that truck will travel the length of 2 football fields. So please, give them room. Never cut in front of a large truck for any reason. Our roads, our safety. Learn more at sharetheroadsafely.gov.
35 degrees, 10 degrees, 4 below. 3 reasons why you need a reliable furnace this winter. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 1 Hour today and we'll set you up with a reliable new furnace for about the same price per day as a fancy cup of coffee. Call us now at 855-1-HOUR.
Comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
Your Indiana Pacers have a Saturday night showdown with the Sacramento Kings. Get your tickets at Pacers.com/tickets. Pacers, Kings, Saturday at 7.
Don't forget The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow The Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
The season is still early. The Pacers are finding their way in the East.
Ahead to Turner, he'll take it in.
And you can hear every play of every game on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Oh, Ladipo.
Next up for the blue and gold, the Pacers head to Orlando to take on the Magic. Friday at 6:30, Mark Boyle has the call.
6 seconds to go. 3 ball.
On FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan, your home for Pacers basketball. Dan Dakich. Weekdays noon till 3 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
I'm telling you, it was a great night of hoops last night. It was, and Dave Repson was right in the middle of it. He and John Crispin had a great call last night, Michigan at Northwestern, and it was just such a fun game. Dave Repson joins us from the Big Ten Network. Rever, look, I got to commend you because you and Greeny are the two guys that I know that are the biggest Northwestern fans, but it doesn't come through that you're rooting for anybody. I thought you did an amazingly good job last night of making a really fun game even more fun. So I congrats, man. It was awesome to watch. It really was.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, it was a really competitive game, and, obviously I approach my job in that we have 14 schools we cover, and my job is to cover all of them, so kind of regardless of where you went to school or whatnot. And it was a great game to call last night. I mean, Michigan is playing at such a high level right now. To me, one of the most impressive teams early on in college basketball in the country, obviously this year with the way they've started. And I thought Northwestern played really well. I mean, Northwestern is trying to make it through a year without a point guard because of an off-the-court issue with a very highly regarded recruit they had last year who they ended up having to revoking the admission of. And so now they've got kind of this strange team that they've pieced together. But I thought they guarded at an incredibly high level and gave Michigan everything they can handle. And to me, if this is an indication of what the Big Ten is going to be like this year, and I kind of feel like it is, I think we're in for an unbelievable year because I really don't think I don't know what you think. I don't think there are any bad teams in the Big Ten. I truly don't.
By the way, I hate every team, just so you know. And so that's, and I go into the game hating whoever's team is, whatever. I don't think there's bad.
So, Dan, just to clarify, I love every team equally, and you hate every team equally.
Yes. Rever, I'm going to address what you just said. I think we were just talking about this off air. I think you're right about there's no bad teams, but there have been bad performances. Like, Rever, I was stunned after watching Minnesota Friday night just dismantle Oklahoma State, how bad they were against against Ohio State. And then I was equally as stunned, as good as I think Iowa is, the second half against I was like, man, these guys look like they can't play. So I agree with you, but there have been bad performances.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really disappointed in how Iowa played, particularly in the second half against Michigan State. I mean, we've been watching this now for a couple years where you just feel like, man, they're so skilled offensively. And when are they going to figure out they need to guard? And then I watched those games in New York at Madison Square Garden, and I just was so happy for Fran. I mean, I just felt like, man, they have figured it out. And good for him. Good for him to sticking with his guns and getting those guys to buy in. And then you watch that game against Michigan State. Where did that go? So I don't know. I mean, I guess you always come back to the trite expression of they're college kids, and we all know what all of us did in college, and it's hard to get guys to be focused all the time. But yes, so I would agree with that assessment. Minnesota has been up and down, no doubt. But I mean, they're a talented team.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got a double machine. You've got a couple great wings. I mean, they're certainly not a bad team. But you're right. I mean, they've laid a couple eggs.
You know what, Dave? Dave Repson joins us, but I do agree. You know what else? You know what I don't agree with, and I'm curious your thoughts. There are certain narratives that get said that we all just kind of buy in, and I hear, and Izzo even said this, and I don't believe it. The teams at the top maybe aren't that good nationally. Izzo and I were talking. I don't know if I believe that. I think Michigan's playing basketball as well as anybody is playing. I think Michigan State is fantastic. I'm not sure where I'm at with Ohio State, but certainly I don't know, Rever. I think that there's a couple teams that can get to a Final Four in this league.
I agree. Well, I certainly think Michigan can get to a Final Four. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the genius of John Beilein?
Sure.
Because if you would have told me on October 15th that I'd be sitting here on whatever today is, December 5th or whatever it is, and say that I think Michigan has a chance to be a Final Four team based on how they're playing right now, I would have said no way. I mean, I would have thought, okay, well, maybe he gets these guys they start off slowly and they gel and they come together, and then by the end of the year, kind of like last year, they figure it out. But for him to have them playing this well this early is remarkable. And I do think Michigan State has Final Four capability. I think they kind of go as Cassius Winston goes to a large extent, and I think if you can take him out of his game, I think that disrupts them a little bit. But, Langford certainly had some moments this year where he has played far better than what we've seen in the past. And then let's see what you get out of Ward. I mean, there have been some moments this year where I've kind of thrown up my hands and not really understood exactly what he's doing. But man, when he's focused and dialed in, I think he can be as good as anybody in the country. I mean, he's a really talented kid.
Yeah, I gotta go one question for you. Vic Law last night. I'm a big Vic Law fan. I think Vic Law's. I've never seen Vic Law shoot from that deep, Rever. I mean, have I missed something?
Well, I think he's expanded his game a little bit. It's interesting. I was talking to Charles Matthews yesterday, and of course, Charles and Vic were high school teammates. And Charles was saying, Vic just. Part of it, I think, was Charles and his brothers took a lot of shots in high school. But,
right.
He's like, I didn't understand kind of how good an offensive player Vic could be. And to see the way he's expanded his game and the way he goes and gets his own shot had really impressed Charles. So I think it's kind of evolved with Vic. I mean, I think he hasn't had to be the leader of a Northwestern team these last few years because you've had McIntosh who dominates the ball a lot by nature of being the point guard. And you got Lindsey, who's a high-volume scorer, but it's basically Law and Pardon right now. So I think Vic's expanded his game, but I think, like, if you think back to the NCAA tournament year, the second half of that Gonzaga game, he went nuts the second half of that game, and he was hitting 25-footers in that one as well. So I think he's had it in him for a while, but maybe you're just more aware of it because it's more a focal point of what they do.
When you look at Michigan and you look at Iggy, what do you see?
Oh, I see a pro.
Right.
I mean, what's interesting, in talking to Beeline last year, I remember asking him about Brazdeikis, and he said, I am telling you, if this kid played in the United States, he'd be a McDonald's All-American, he'd be a top 25 kid, and everyone would be raving about him, but he's kind of flying under the radar being in Canada. I mean, he's got everything. What I love about him is he's got swagger, too. Like, he knows he belongs, and he's not going to back down from anyone, even though he's only a freshman. But he's got everything. I mean, he's a great passer. He can handle the ball. He can shoot. He doesn't mind mixing it up inside. I mean, he is everything I had thought he might be based on what Beeline said and more. I don't know what your take is, but, I mean, I think he may be one and done.
I think he may be one and done. I think he plans on being one and done. I think that he is the perfect guy to come in to play for John Beeline because he doesn't need to be motivated. He goes 1,000,000 miles an hour every day, thinks he's a badass. His dad was an MMA guy. They used to wrestle or whatever the hell you do. I don't even know what you call that stuff. I like everything. Truthfully, I like everything about that team, and I like everything about him. I thought Northwestern pretty smart letting Xavier Simpson take whatever jump shots he wanted to, and finally Beeline had to have enough and go get out Brooks in. Let's go, But hey,
right.
I love that team. All right, are you doing the call tonight? Ohio State and Illinois.
I am. I literally just left the United Center about 15 minutes ago after Illinois shoot around. I saw a young Andrew Dockich hobbling around.
Oh boy,
on that knee, man, it's tough to see. I mean. They get old quickly, don't they? Like, all of a sudden, he's in an old man's league tearing his knee up.
That's what I said. Welcome to adulthood, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so I've got Illinois and Ohio State tonight. I can't really figure out Illinois, Dan. I mean, I just sat there and watched them for an hour and a half. They have a lot of talent on that team. I don't know. I don't know anything about the X's and the O's of the game, and anywhere near where you do, or certainly where any of these other guys who are coaching do, but I just don't understand their defensive philosophy. They just give up so many layups, and it seems like the gamble just doesn't pay off. Their opponents are making 9 more free throws per game than they are. They foul at an alarming rate. So I don't know. I mean, I'll be interested to see how they play against Ohio State tonight. I mean, they're going to do what they do. They're going to try to disrupt you with their defense and make you make mistakes. But to this point, not many teams have done it in the way that they need them to. And, they haven't won a game against a high major team yet.
You know what's interesting, Dave? I go back to something that when I went and had a cup of coffee at West Virginia as the head coach, I was on a plane ride with a couple of guys older guys from the Big East. We were going to recruit the same kid. And they said to me, Dan, you got to understand something. Big East, while it's a really good league, there isn't any league like the Big Ten in terms of coaching and scouting. He goes, look, in our league, we're just going to go to a zone if we can't guard motion. I mean, that's just what we're going to do. In your league, coaches will figure out how to defend or how to – and I always think of that when a guy comes in from another league. And not that he can't do it. I'm not saying nobody can't do it. But when they have a specific style of play that worked in another league, I always get curious how that plays out in the Big Ten, Dave. It's just interesting to me. Maybe it takes a few years, or maybe it never happens, or maybe it becomes great tonight. I don't know. But it's always curious to me, that kind of thing, Rever. It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, it hasn't worked to this point. I do like their offense. I mean, I like that pinch post. I think there's really interesting action. They get off that. But, I mean, they give up like 58% on two-point shots. I mean, there's just a lot of things defensively that they do that to this point haven't worked. Now, I mean, you tell me, like, is it a personnel issue? I mean, if they get better players to run that, will it get better, or is it just that it's being dissected by the opposing coaches? I don't know.
Well, I think both. I do think both. I think that when they were at Oklahoma State, he had a point guard. I can't remember his name. They played Michigan. Michigan beat him in the end, but that defensive structure was very good, but it was ran by a kid who I think was an NBA draft choice. I'd have to look at his name.
Yeah, he was. No. He's a point guard. I'm blanking on his name, too. He was fantastic. He had a great year that year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if he's good in I have no idea, but I'm just saying, and so, but I'm curious because last year Ohio State was really good and they should have lost to Illinois. They didn't, but the Frazier kid was killing them. And I talked to Chris today, and I know he's sweating this one out big time, Holtman. Hey, Rever, before I let you go, you covered the Big Ten like no other, Dave Repson, Big Ten Network. Surprised at Urban?
Not really.
No.
I felt like this was kind of coming to me. It felt like that. Especially, I thought when he went public with kind of what he was going through physically, that maybe that was a way to kind of lay the groundwork to help people understand kind of where he was in terms of his ability to continue doing this. So, no, I just think it, again, him so much better than I do from the time you guys spent together at Bowling Green, but I think it was probably time for him to step away from it for a while. As to whether it'll be forever, I mean, the guy's only 54 years old. I have to believe at some point, if he gets himself to a point where he feels better physically, maybe he gives it one more shot. But no, I wasn't surprised to see this happen. Now you get to go, you can watch your son play baseball and spend a little more time with the family and kind of, get right physically. I mean, I just always keep coming back to, as you know, I had a little medical issue last year, nothing compared to that, but you do, when you have that, I think it puts your life in perspective and you realize how important that is and how that supersedes all of these other things. And so maybe for him, this is just a way to kind of recalibrate, take stock for a few years, and then see how he feels.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree. Or maybe tomorrow he's announced as the Browns coach. Hell, I don't know. You know what I mean? Who knows? But
that would shock me. I mean, it would shock me if he only does a year off again. I mean, I think I think he's really at a point where this is wearing on him. And you leave a program in great shape. I know he feels really good about who he's handing it off to. I thought Ryan Day did an unbelievable job this year. We spent some time around him because he was running the practice when we were there, and he was great. He's meant for this. And so, if you're Urban, you brought it back to where you wanted it to be. You're a national powerhouse, and you hand it off to a guy who you think can continue it. That's a pretty good place to leave it in.
I'm with you, Rev. Hey, have a great call. We'll be watching. Thanks, Rev.
All right, Dan, thanks for having me on. Always good to talk to you.
All right, my friend. That's Dave Repson, Big Ten Network, 4 Winds Lakeside in and Marina Hotline. Andrew Dockage, torn ACL. Ohio State, Illinois tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I am. All right, when we come back, we'll close this bad boy up. What a great show today. Awesome show. Fun today. We'll be back.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. 25% off brakes. See store for details. Don't let winter get the best of your vehicle. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
At Huntington, we're always looking out for you. So when our customers told us it can be tough to keep track of spending, we invented the Huntington hologram.
Honey, what is that?
It's a hologram of a banker. Lets us know if our savings are on track and keeps us updated 24/7. Cool, right?
Update. You are under budget for restaurants. Yeah, that is cool, but did you have to bring it to dinner?
Well, yeah. It keeps us updated 24/7, so I mean, it has to come.
Update. You are under budget for restaurants.
Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it.
Update. You are under budget for restaurants.
Well, eventually you'll get used to it.
No.
So we simplified. Presenting Huntington Heads Up. You set the monthly amounts you want to spend on restaurants, and we'll send a heads up to your phone to keep you on track. It's just one more way we're looking out for you. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC, carriers message and data rates may apply.
One of the great things in life is intimacy. It's a key part of how we express ourselves and share with the person we love. Physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy. As much as we want to share that intimacy, there are times it just doesn't seem to work out. 40% of the time in men over 40, it just doesn't work. Many couples go months and sometimes years without addressing erectile dysfunction or other sexual issues in what can easily be resolved with just one visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. Our Indiana licensed providers use FDA-approved medications to get intimacy back into your relationship in just one visit. There is no need to wait any longer. We are here for you, both of you. Call 999-9000 to set up a private consultation. 999-9000. The clinic visit, evaluation, and testing of the medication is just $99. IndyMen'sClinic.com for more information. 999-9000.
Hey, it's Dan Doggett here for Howell Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. You know, Larry Howell did a survey, found that 95% of his customers are very, very satisfied with the service, and they would refer Howell to their family and friends. That's me. I have no hesitation, and I have done it in telling you and my friends that cold weather is here to stay, and the people you need if you have any furnace problems are Howell Heating and Air Conditioning. 317-255-HEAT. That's 317-255-4328. I know if I'm uncomfortable, Howell Truck is on its way. You got to turn to the experts where you will find a cachet of Carrier furnaces like you've never seen before. That means when I call Howell in the future for a new heating and cooling system, I know their main focus is to make sure I'm satisfied. It's always been that. And when I walk into a cold house, the Howell Group whips it up and makes me warm and cozy in absolutely no time. HowellHeatingandAir.com. Remember, at Howell, coming home never felt so good.
Hoosier fans, it's Indiana basketball time. IU Basketball Mini Series tickets are now available in 6-game or 3-game ticket packages, as well as individual games. This is your chance to check out the Hoosiers inside beautiful Simon Scott Assembly Hall. For more information, call or text 812-855-4006 or visit IUHoosiers.com. Go IU.
If you do well and you perform well, you'll be rewarded. I mean, simple as that.
Louise from Noblesville, a Geico customer service supervisor, says Geico rewards its associates based on performance, not years of service.
If you stick it out and you come to work every day willing to learn and willing to get better each and every day, you'll do really well.
Think you know Geico? Get to know us for great careers in customer service. Apply online at geico.jobs/Indy. Geico. Careers unexpected.
Hey, it's JMV. The Colts and the Cowboys hook up, and you don't want to miss this. Get to the BullseyeEventGroup.com. Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. All you can eat, all you can drink. Celebrity chef Aaron May, music, our radio show, and you can combo all this up. Tickets to the game, parking, and the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration at BullseyeEventGroup.com. It is spectacular. Your game day experience is made. Log on right now, BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Darren College, a former NFL Super Bowl champion, signed the most important contract of his life to serve in the Army National Guard.
I've had a lot of military in my family. It's a big part of what my family's done for a long time. I want to go out there and make a difference. I didn't find that working behind a desk, so for me it was a pretty easy decision to make. And then the opportunity to serve my community and serve my country was just icing on the cake.
To learn how to be part of the Army National Guard, log on to nationalguard.com. Sponsored by the Indiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Indiana Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, Michael Grady here for the good folks over at Payless Liquors in their 26 locations around central Indiana. And we're in December, the holiday season. You can stop in to get some great deals right now. Crown Royal Indiana glassware gift sets, $22.99 while supplies last. Smirnoff holiday ornaments, $9.99 while supplies last. Jack Daniels, 1.75 liters, Black Label, just $39.99. And their next bourbon event is coming up December 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Adams Street Carmel location. Why pay more, get more, and pay less at Payless Liquors.
Are you hiring? With Indeed, you can post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates and online dashboard. Get started at Indeed.com/hire.
It's the morning after featuring Jeff Saturday. Everything you need to know about the Colts game the day before. Only on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. Dan Dockage, weekdays noon till 3 on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan.
I could go on. Kyle and I are talking about the injuries I had at Bowling Green. It's incredible. But anyway, hey, if you want to read something good, Tyler Trent in the Star today is fantastic. Why I'm grateful this holiday season. Look, I mean, being grateful is a rare commodity these days, whether it's college athletics or whether it's life. We all, give me more, right? Sometimes you got to sit back and just be straight grateful for what the hell you have. Like IU fans are whining, it should beat these guys worse. How about just be grateful you won? I mean, the other team's trying too. The other team, I thought Penn State last night played really, really, really well. No, they didn't. No, I just thought it was a hard-fought game. I'm lying. I didn't think they played really well. I just think it was a hard-fought game. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, you're going to play a hard-fought game. You get a win on the road, you go. I mean, you know, that's it. This guy, Brent Bishop, he says, dude, where is it here? You bashed Romeo and his defense. Yes, Romeo does not. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, you can't come at me and then when I respond, start whining that I respond. That is a no-no. You are – Kyle, Brett Bishop is banned from listening to the show. You put the block on his phone. You put the block on his car. You put the block – he is banned. We do not encourage softness here. You cannot tweet at me calling me names, D-bag, and all kind of other stuff, and then you're mad when I rip you on air. That's what this show is. That's who we are. That's why we're the most important radio show in the history of Indiana. The best is Bob and Tom, but the most important is us because we've changed the genre of radio here. We have. Hey, this is from a Purdue fan. I constantly hear Purdue fans mentioning Dockage hating Purdue. I only hear him say good things. I haven't heard him speak about IU to have an informed opinion, especially about IU. Yeah, you know, Purdue fans, the smart ones like me. There's a couple blogs out there that get butthurt about everything, but who cares? I'm telling you, why I'm grateful this holiday season is a great read. Tyler Trent wrote it. It's awesome. I do wish he would have done the article in an Indiana shirt, though. That would have been nice. But my man talks about a lot of things, and the fact that my man is grateful. Think about his lot in life as a young man. My tubes failed. I had to be rushed to the hospital. I mean, there's so many of these things. There's so many of these things. But, you know, people... This dude is grateful. Are you grateful? Do you ever stop back? Do you ever stop and just say thank you to whoever your God is? I mean, I know some of you guys, I don't believe in God. Yeah, you do. You do when something's not going right, which is cool. But do you ever just stop and say thanks or start the day by saying thanks? I do every day, and I end every night by saying thanks. Because it's pretty cool. It's very cool. That we get to live in this world. Are you kidding me? Give me more. Give me more. I don't get enough. Give me more. Give me more. Hey, everybody wants more, but and I'm not saying it's wrong to want more, but how about just saying thank you? How about just saying thanks once in a while? It's a pretty good article. It's a really good article. So there you go. Tonight we got a lot of hoops. Tomorrow Purdue plays. Hope everybody has a great evening. Hope everybody enjoys whatever the hell it is. And just one time, man, just one time say, hey, thanks, big fella. Not me, to God. Talk to you tomorrow.
Think you know Colts football?
57 yards.
But do you really know what's happening? It's not just football season. It's Venturi season.
This is Rick Venturi. I'll be breaking down the Colts play all season long on The Fan, presented by the District Tap, located on 82nd Street, just east of Keystone Crossing. 60 beers